the last 2 days that I wasn't playing this, I kind of wanted to. Glad I could join a professional streamer. Damn straight, this a professional streamer. Hashtag ad. Nope, nope. I have never taken money from Wuthering Waves. I've never taken money from Kuro Games. I have never touched a single, like, dollar. No. I'm just, this isn't like, I'm not saying I like the game. I'm just saying I kind of have a mild curiosity about what's gonna happen next. I mean, like, sure, Chisa's quest was good. And then the Gyara's quest was like, it's alright. And the lead up and the build up of this new area has been okay. And perhaps maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just like I've just been around for so long and used to everything in Wuthering Waves being so terrible. Like all the background lore and everything else and all the writing being so fucking awful that maybe I'm just kind of like desensitized to it or something. Because like I was like, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen next. I like, and it wasn't even a morbid, oh, they're gonna blow up the goddamn lore this time. How are they gonna ruin everything this time? You didn't touch, but they did touch you. Well, no, not yet. That's gonna happen soon. That's gonna happen soon. I'm gonna go to the professor's house for some homework in quotation marks. And she's gonna touch. She's going to touch, and I'm going to be having to point on the doll where the bad touch happened later on to the police. It'd be the only way. It's the only way. Oh, that's cool. I always like fucking stupid goddamn gacha world logic. Like, look at the giant crystals and shit. But I suppose there's a giant robot somewhere in here. Or is it the giant robot literally everything I see already? You know, I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I just had this weird fucking thought while looking at this. This is a giant underground utopia. Like, that is very leafy and, like, filled with people learning. And it's underneath the northern, like, frost lands or whatever. So it's underneath Antarctica, essentially. Is this Agatha? Like, if I give the rover a white monster, is like, is this just Agatha? Is this just anime Agatha? Is anyone else seeing this? I thought about this the other day, and I was like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever thought of. I need to make that a meme somehow. I'm gonna have to include that in the video. How? Don't know, but I will figure it out. By the way, you're not buying anything. Did you see that massive campaign for the Chinese citizens for animal rights going globally? Nope. No idea what's going on with that. This is Laro. The place is mentioned in the Wait, is it? Is it? Is that the name, like an actual biblical reference? Huh. Let me activate this one here, why not? This sounds like Venix. That does sound like bullshit. That does sound like bullshit. I feel like you're like, this place is mentioned in the Bible. What Bible? The Wu built, whether Kuro Games built Bible. They made a new Bible version because it's been out of copyright for so long. The Bible's been out of copyright, so they made a new one called the Wuthering Waves Bible. for all true Wu fans. That's a good question. The Bible's been out of copyright. Why? Well, I think actually you can make a bunch of Bibles. A whole bunch of people make Bibles, don't they? And it's like, you see them all the time. You know, one time when I was little, I was never, okay, this is not an atheist story. This is not being mean thing. Oh, the world cool atheist. No, when I was really little, for some reason I got it in my head that I wanted to have marshmallows, but I had watched something, and I don't know what I had watched. I had watched something that talked about the sacred fires, and like they'd made sacred fires where they had taken like scripture of like ancient scripture and stuff, and I can't think it was a movie or a TV show, I don't fucking even know, and they're putting it in the fire, and they were like, it is now a sacred fire, and we at that time, I'd got at school, like something had happened with like a church or whatever, and they gave us like these little like booklets of the New Testament. So I had like a little Bible, and it was a neat little Bible. I liked it. It looked cool. It was like, oh, cool. I didn't read it or anything. I just liked the little flipping of the pages because they were so thin. It was like actually kind of neat. But anyway, so I was like, oh, I could have a sacred fire. So I went out to the fire pit when I was very young and set up the fire. I had some marshmallows and a stick, and I made a sacred fire by burning bits of the Bible while reading random parts of it. And then I ate some marshmallows, and I'm like, these are sacred. And then my dad came out and said, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you didn't ask to take out these things to the fire pit. You know how dangerous this is in a fire season? And I got yelled at. But I had very sacred marshmallows. Yes, Book of Genesis mentions Bir Laroy, Lahairoi, written as Bir Laroy, which means the well of the living one who sees me. It appears in Genesis 16:14, Hangam, the well meaning encountering God. You know what? I might even look that up. That's actually a cute story. Well, I mean, occasionally some of my stories can be cute instead of depressing, disgusting, or a complete mess. You know, sometimes my stories aren't a complete mess. You know, anyway. So right now, actually, with regards to Wuthering Waves, since, you know, we're talking about Wuthering Waves, the new video, or rather the new script I'm working on, because I'm taking quite a while to get through the script, because I'm not up to date, I don't feel comfortable finishing the script, but there are parts of the script that I am working on very heavily right now that I can finish. And one of the problems I'm facing right now is, what the fuck? I just realized, is that like a planet? How big is this? You know what? You know, Agartha's a big place. Agartha's a big place. After going through the parts of the script I'm up to talking about the parts that I fucking hate. Like the parts that I really, really hate. And as I talk about these parts that I really hate, it's actually quite difficult. For a variety of reasons. The first being there's so many things I want to say, like examples and stuff like that, and another part is like the editing of this is just like, this would be really like endlessly mean. I'm thinking that I might get into the part where I talk about mean things. I just activate the fucking motorcycle, and I'm just gonna like drive along. Like have it on cinematic mode and just drive along while I say this, like it's fucking, you know, fucking one of those, like, we're looking at Subway Surfers as someone talks to you, and then just have a few, like, visuals on the screen appear, because if I had to edit all of that, I feel like I'd go insane. And also, it feels like because a lot of people say to me, not all people, but people do say to me, they say to me, bro, what the fuck, you should, like, you should, there we go. You should, they say to me, it's too confusing, there's too many things happening. I'm like, you know what, I want everyone to understand how much I hate this so much. Maybe I should make it really, like, careful and clear how much I hate this. So how far are you into the review so far? It's actually been so fucking slow. Now, it does equal out, because while I am making the review quite slow, and I haven't started on the editing proper of the review yet, I have set up all the other background stuff, you know, my materials and stuff like that is set up. I just need to finish off the script, and I'm about 80% done the script, but that last 20% is really important for the newer stuff that I haven't reached, but is also important, what's also important is the annotation and stuff like that. I'm hoping to finish off this game on stream, so I can get a better understanding of some parts that I want to talk about, and be sure, because like, especially the ending is like really defined by how I ultimately come to feel right at the end, and I think that will be defined after I reach the supposed really good parts that everyone always tells me that exists within Wuthering Waves. Wee spin. Meow. Wow, Jesus Christ, that what a turn radius. That is... damn. By the way, if you look very closely, Agartha has some very strong border controls, the massive walls. Well, I mean... there could be some fair Agartha jokes for this place. But hell, I didn't even know it was in the Bible, so maybe I could go with the Bible approach. I don't have too much jokes about the areas, though, because unlike a lot of the other reviews I had, it's a shorter review. For example, I do have a part written for... Not every area you go to. Like, for example, I don't talk about Cheese's land. Like, Cheese's little, like, locked in the city ghost world. I don't talk about some of, like, the desolate areas. I talk about the cities. Like, the first city you go to. I talk about... what was the other place? Septimont and Raguna. I talk about here. But I don't go anywhere further than that. I do have some good things to say about all those places, I think, in terms of being funny and having a good time. But I don't go too deep into almost anything in the game. That's why the video should be around 10 to 12 minutes. Or at least I'm hoping it's 10 to 12 minutes. I'm not including... Keep in mind, this video is also not going to include a big outro like I usually do. This is going to be one of those videos that'll just be like a... You'll have a scroll at the end showing the patrons and me saying something utterly insane, and then the video just ending, like just that. Flip, damn. You know, the one good thing about this is I get to see more of Rover's ass. Like, I didn't really think about that, but it's pretty 10 out of 10. You know, for all Rover's inability to be an interesting character, she is very hot, and I suppose isn't that just what matters more? Well, I should stop bullying Rover, and I should actually play the game. I should play the game. Alright. Let's go! Get out of my way, children! Oh, damn it. There was a child there. I was hoping I could hit her. It would be very funny. Marja, can you shut the fuck up? There's this kind of cute girl behind you. Like, look at that hair. Damn! Damn! Alright, let me go talk to the cute girl over there. If I force it... Oh. Okay, fucking loser doesn't know what data backup is. Like, come on, bro. Like, I learned this in the first goddamn, week of trying to make YouTube videos. Always have a goddamn data backup. There's the woman who's the dangerous woman who's fucking seducing me. Indeed, dangerous. She's gonna get in so much trouble with the school. Routine malfunction. Are they gonna teach me like some sort of puzzle to fix the robot or whatever for some like overworld shit that I'll never do again? Good reason. It's not that I don't respect my class or teacher. Nah, don't worry. Just be open that you hate your teachers. Oh my god, is she about to try and groom the teacher? Who's going to be groomed in this? I was promised grooming. Even if you beg me, credits will be still deducted. Well, let me see, Professor Mornye. I can find a way to change your mind. I don't know why I sounded like a 40-year-old trucker there trying to pick up some girl he met on the road hitchhiking. But, I do my best. What's there to explain? Her robots suck. Probe robots for a few days. They sent them out to measure void matter concentration. We thought we'd finished collecting data, and I tried to approach them. They started to... Alright, so I just have to hit them. It should have been covered in material. Can only be used in control environments. Bad, Marja. Bonk. I'm gonna send you back to the Safety, you shut down the enemy first, then clean the contaminant pulse generator, stun them. What are you talking about? We're like 5 meters away, damn it. But you are a 40-year-old trucker picking up people. Yeah, true. You don't know this actually, but right now this entire stream is occurring through my what's that Tesla truck or whatever, the one that they can automatically drive, the one that automatically drives. Yes, that's driving me right now as I head across the great open plains while I play games. That actually would be kind of baller, actually. Honestly, not kidding. That would be kind of cool. Oh, man, that sounds illegal as fuck though, but like just being the guy who has to sit in the truck to make sure that the insurance companies don't get upset, and just playing games in a really cool like truck cab that's like well designed, and you just like fucking hang out in there all day. Damn, I could do it. I could do it. I could be a trucker. There is a simpler solution. I'm going to hit it. Hell yeah! Rover, you're on my wavelength for once! Don't worry, Mon. It might be against protocol, but what you're planning to do with me later tonight after our study session is also very against protocol. Robot wanna kill. You know what would be nice? A gacha character that doesn't use a sword, or like, you know, a gacha character that uses not a sword, but maybe like a spear. That'd be a nice change. You know how every gacha game character in like is like, I'm gonna use a big sword in like all of the cutscenes and stuff. What if they use something? What if they used a fucking gun? That'd be great. That'd be awesome. I enjoy that. There's probably a... Well, actually, no, there is. There is a gacha game. Fucking the commander from fucking Girls Front Line pulls out a Makarov whenever he's in trouble. He's just like, oh, fuck it. I started blasting. That is true. Nick A as well. That's another one as well. The commander in GFL uses his pistol more often in terms of like an actual weapon. But yes, Nick A does have some very standout moments of, I'm gonna blast. Looper? Well, yeah, like Looper, but like not in terms of like a normal character. I mean like the main character. I was talking about the main character having like a weird weapon. But then again, I actually wrote the part where I talk about Rover's personality relatively recently in the script. And while I don't give any spoilers, I really feel kind of... I love Rover in a lot of ways. Like, she's so hot. Like, that side boob. Even though, like, some elements are kind of plain, the open back, like, the Chinese elements. She's extremely hot. I'll give her that. But, man, if I haven't been, like eroded in my love of anything that even remotely is like plain or uninteresting, and when it comes to gacha game characters, I have to admit it is a partial element that comes from just having to see so many goddamn gacha game characters that have the personality of a rake. But like, I think the biggest problem with Rover that really makes me upset for her is she's so... Okay, she's like all potential. She's all potential, right? Because fucking Rover has so many interesting lore elements around them. Alright, sure. Yeah, we have the standard amnesia. Funny amnesia. Everyone always has that. But Rover is literally a past god. Now, you might say, no, she's not a god. She just made a god and made several cities and has lived for 10,000 years, potentially. Not millions of years. I actually looked that up recently, because when I was writing my script, I was like, I don't want to be... Because I know it was like... I know it said millions of years in the past, but that apparently was a typo from the translation. So, Rover is not millions of years old. As funny as that was, millions of years old, like the kind of shit, because I think back that I even went crazy, was like, fucking Rover being millions of years old is the type of shit that a 5-year-old would throw into their, like, story, being like, that's how cool they are, they're millions of years old. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Looks like fucking bro's older than the goddamn emperor of mankind. But, the point being is, Rover's a god and has lots of 10,000 years old, has implications of lots of history, implications of lots of things that they've been doing in the past, especially battling this big fucking lament over many years. Like, tens of thousands of years. And yet, they have the personality of, like, this. Like, I don't want, and I don't think we should all expect that every gacha game protagonist has to be, like, complicated or interesting or developed in an interesting way, or even have implied interesting backstories and stories. But there comes a point where it's just ridiculous that the rover has nothing, despite that. Like, it would be one thing if Rover's past was, like, nothing and no one knew anything about it. I kind of get that. Like, oh, yeah, I guess she's, like, factory reset. But because one of their things that they're trying to do is they want to show off how different and like, important she is as their element there is. Yeah, and which is a good, interesting lore element in itself as a seed. Making her, like, a godlike being or a being who made all these gods-like things. And then, like, showing her past self and her current self being, like, so fucking mild-mannered uninteresting. You're a fucking, like, immortal being. Why you act like fucking a robot, like a malfunctioning robot with autism doing a Paragon run of Mass Effect? You know? Has anyone stopped and gone, well, we could have added something? But it feels like Rover doesn't really have any personality beyond, I want to do the right thing. And like, even in situations where you might find some element of interest, it always passed so quickly, or it's so brushed off. And, like, all the open chances to improve her, all the open chances to give her all of those complicated, interesting elements, even minor ways, are just brushed away. She's a literal god, guys. 10,000 years of existence. We might have an excuse for the version she is right now that has only existed for, like, a year and a half or whatever the fuck. But we do not have an excuse for the girl that was, or the rover that existed in the flashbacks. Why has she got the same outfit? Why does she have the same personality? Like, some of these are minor things, like the outfit thing. Like, you could, like, come on, guys. The outfit could be changed, but we could keep it the same. But the personality of the person is the exact same. Especially when in the Black Shores arc, and this is, like, something that makes me think that someone was thinking of differently. The Black Shore arc reveals that the previous rover made that super robot machine, which, you know what I mean, the story back then was all over the place, but that giant fucking prediction machine was like some sort of evil, well, no, it wasn't evil, but it had to sacrifice people and people suffered for its functional use. And then, like, you made that. You made that. And that was your personality? Like, oh man, it throws me for a fucking loop every time I really think about it. So I had to write about that, and that, you can imagine how many lines I really wanted to talk about it, but ultimately I had to keep myself to a low amount because I don't want to go crazy off the deep end. Rover has 2 weapons, and you haven't unlocked the 3rd one yet. Oh, really? I mean, I know she's got the various elements that every gacha game protagonist unlocks as they go through, you know, like, oh wow, you've unlocked the new god abilities in Star Rail. Oh no, you've got the new elemental wind ability in Genshin, or okay, well, I was about to say, like, what are you gonna unlock in fucking Girls Front Lane? Oh no, you've unlocked the new room force 5,000 this time for the new dolls. That'll get them up. They'll get even more loyalty in battle. It's like, well, you know, I do like my my Girls Front Line, even if I do have problems with that. In fact, that's one thing I wanted. I hate that I have to make it clear in the video as well, but I do need to, like, have an entire part in the video, not an entire part, but a section in the video where I really do need to lock the fuck in and just simply say, not lock in, but really, I just need to say to the listeners, because I know there's a lot of people who would hate what I'm saying for Wuthering Waves. A lot of people would fucking hate what I'm saying for Wuthering Waves so brutally, but I had to put into it a part where I basically point out, no, this is not a me coming here to say other gacha games are better. And while I have compared gacha games in the past for Wuthering Waves, this is not a matter of me having some sort of fucking invested belief of, like, Genshin Impact is so much better. What the fuck you talk? None of that. None of that. It's not about that. It's not about that. It's all about me and Wuthering Waves. And I think the other gachas come into it in the sense that I know that they could do better. But this is not a, my gacha game is better than your gacha game, which literally does feel like what 90% of the online discourse is around gacha games nowadays. I cringe so fucking hard at the people that like post the costs of gacha games, like who's making the most money, and be like, yeah, my gacha game's making more money off simps, therefore it's better. It's like, fucking kill yourself. Just literally jump off a building. I fucking hate you. I hate you so much. Genshin was better, we were better. It's merely a biased review. Oh, smooth. No spoilers, but 3.1 has some answers, some questions. I hope it does. I hope that 3.1 does. Honestly, as much as I keep, you know, trying to hold in my expectations, I have been looking forward to what 3.1 will give me. Even though, and we're almost there, We just need to get through getting groomed by Professor Mornye here. So we'll have to see. Now, was Genshin better? Honestly, God, Inazuma was fucking awful though. Holy shit, Inazuma was awful. That almost made me drop Genshin. And I did end up stop playing Genshin, at least after Sumeru, which was the probable best highlight of the Genshin storyline. But yeah, fucking... it's hard to say. Like, I'll need to get up to date on this, but I think Genshin does get away with a lot of bad options and bad choices for its characters and designs and story, with the fact of two elements. One, it focuses way more on mystery box, meaning the box can have anything, whereas Wuwa does open the box and say, hey, she's a god, this is this, this is that, this is that. It's more direct. But also, two, Genshin came first. Genshin was the fucking trailblazer. So a lot of the elements that we can look at in Genshin and say, oh my god, that's so tropey, it's so boring, wow, so uninteresting. Brother, they came first. I mean, sure, they're basically just a JRPG, and then their combat is essentially just fucking Breath of the Wild or whatever the fuck. But that doesn't stop the fact that they are the trailblazer, even though they don't call them the trailblazer, it's the traveler. But it is what it is. If I had to compare them, I think that it's difficult to do so for that. I mean, like, that's why I say bias review. Bias review that I put onto my videos is not just a lie. No, it's not a lie. It's not a lie. It's a statement of the reality of something. You can never really have a truly objective review about anything. As much as I will try and state my objective opinion on Wuwa being complete fucking trash for the most part, it doesn't change that, like, a lot of these things are biased from my perspective. A person who has never played a gacha game in their life, has never played a JRPG in their life, who's never had a major game because perhaps they're poor, perhaps they don't have a good phone, and then they download fucking Wuthering Waves. I get it, bro. You love Wuthering Waves? Oh, I understand. You've never experienced anything else. And that experience is where biases all come in. I just have been around the fucking block of gacha games and other games longer than y'all, and I see the fucking gaps where they could improve Wuwa. Wuwa, even without big changes, could be a way better game. It's just, I don't think the writers have the talent, to be honest. I honestly think that. I don't know what happened between this and Punishing Grey Raven, but yeah, they just don't have the talent, I think. Or they didn't, at least. Perhaps they'll improve, and perhaps they, well, to be fair, since Cheese's Quest, they've got a little better. I guess, but we'll see. Anyway, Mornye, I want to go do your report. Alright, let's do the report together in your bed. Am I gonna beat up robots, or is it gonna just flash cut out beat up? I'm Professor Mornye now. Oh, I gotta fight the robots. Oh no! Ow! Go away, bad robot. Bad robot. What the fuck? Holy shit! Why is she jumping away so much? Okay, she should jump. Oh yeah. She just make colors. She be colored girl. Look at all the colors. I want to look at your legs. They've got like... Is anyone going to explain what happened to her legs? I needs to know. Look at those legs. Like, fucking... Like, is she a part robot? Is it a clank? Does Professor Mornye count as a Nikkei situation? The trailer, man. I didn't watch it. I refuse. Oh god. Yeah, I'm gonna. Like I said, I'm gonna watch them all. I guess, like, I know what the trailer's gonna do. The trailer's gonna reveal everything about her, and it's also gonna color my experience of the game. I refuse to be affected by outside the game stuff. It's gonna spoil her event. It's gonna spoil every one of her storylines. It's gonna tell me everything, and like, oh, like I looked at the Carthy one after. I looked at some of the other ones. I'm pretty sure, if I remember my brain looking at that correctly, I was like, isn't that just like what's gonna happen in the story? Have you ever watched a trailer for a goddamn movie? Or, oh wait, what no, say okay. I think it's okay. I think the internet just had a little hiccup. I hope not, at least. But yeah, have you ever watched a trailer for a show or a movie, and you're like, oh, it just showed me what happens. That's what happens with 90% of character trailers. You watch their character trailer, like, oh, okay, so that's who they are, that's where they go, that's what they do, and that's their role in the story. Oh, gotcha. Right, high tech. High tech. Is this the academy? Right after the academy thing. Yeah, this is right after the academy thing. Yeah, this is right after the giant fucking worm monster was sent to try and eat the academy, because the Fractus are just like an evil villain organization that their first response to something's like, I'm upsetty spaghetti, blow up the city. I hope the Fractors don't turn out to have like some complicated plan that doesn't involve destroying the city. Because if it does, then I have to wonder, what the fuck were you doing, bros? Why'd you send a goddamn worm to eat the city? Marja. Alright, now, you can call me Detective Marja. Oh yeah, that's right. I had like a vision of like a dude. Black robes, wearing a head shape with 2 horns. Yeah, we saw a Roma individual, and we'd like to. Oh god, that reminds me. I saw a hilarious fucking thing the other day. Like, going into the whole like gypsy hatred and like race war now stuff for gypsies. Whenever like Europeans mention it, there was a thing where like I don't know, they were like celebrating like the Holocaust memorial of like all the gypsies that were, and the Roma people, sorry, that were killed in the Holocaust, and like the top fucking response was, now I know this is big, guys, but let's remember Hitler was still a bad guy. I was like holy shit, man, they really fucking hate him over there. Oh, everything I've heard about them doesn't sound so great. It's weird. Like, I am kind of curious. I have looked into it in the past when I was doing a video, and I had to mention, and I doing some stuff with because like for Cowboy Bebop, randomly, although she's lying about this, fucking Faye says she's a gypsy or a Roma girl, even though she's not. And I looked it up for a bit of data background and stuff, but I'm like, damn, that's like, how did like people end up in like traveling groups like that, like for so long? It's wild. I just can't imagine it. Like it's like weird for me that it's like seem to be like nomadic group that kind of gathers together and just stays nomadic for like all the time, doesn't like filter into the local societies whatsoever, and just continues to exist in like a traveling circus is what the kind of vibe that was going on there. I'm like, what? Very interesting though. The horns are a symbol of Exostrider, the shepherds wear them. Okay, robes chosen by soul skin for their pure nature become shepherds. Their duty is to guide and care for the soul skin. They lead the soul skin to the best sunlit areas of the Baja Woods to keep them safe. Alright, so they are literal shepherds. You like using the word soul, don't you? Individuals gifted with cylindrical calculations and degree of resonance with the Exostrider and soul skin are permitted. So like they have fucking like their brains are resonating with the giant robot. You know, as far as religion goes, it is pretty cool that you're like, your giant god is just like a giant fucking robot that like gives life and everything. All while being groomed as the 6's eventual successors. Oh my god, it's happening. Royal elders such as the Eye, the Binder, and the Shaper. These pair 6 trusted with the role of observation architect, tracing the reactor drives, referees, and forecasting void storms. Alright, so basically they're a culture that have just like developed in here. It's surprising that the local kind of indigenous group has integrated so well with the school. Yeah, they're. I mean, honestly, it's a cool god to have. A giant fucking god whose heart is a reactor drive that gives life and sun to this underground like place, and like that's kind of neat. Like I could see myself becoming like, damn, giant robot, and I've seen that sword. That's a big fucking sword. That's a big fucking sword. The robot's probably. I kind of want to see the robot. I want to see the robot. Alright, yes, they're used to predict everything from bird migration. And how do I meet with one of them? What's so hard about it? I've done break-in entries all the time. Okay, so that's their sacred ground. It safeguards exostrata parts and serves as central archive for all rolling records. With each operation cycle of the reactor drive, the Solium calculates stability, tracks the birth and growth of the exoswarms, and monitors their eventual return to the exostrata. Good lord. I do like this. Like lore that is a giant robot that fucking created a environment under here is kind of cool. Maybe you could try a meeting with one of the unappointed helixes. Syria is currently out researching the Frostlands. The only other around is Fosia Younger. He doesn't know so and so. If you want to find him, my ma'am, she's a Royan shepherdess over at the Adjur camp. Oh, I hate the fact that I most definitely have some problem in my brain. I think I'm definitely dyslexic if I'd gone and got it checked. I'm gonna have to put that in my fucking Twitter bio. Undiagnosed, but pretty sure. Now then, I better get back to my class before I lose all my credits. Who knew I'd run into trouble today? I didn't even ask my ma'am to help out. Woba. Why are they saying ma'am? Is that like, if I turn this into English, there's probably like some weird fucking accent. Are they all Scottish? Scottish girls? Ask me, ma'am. I'm better at talking with students. Oh, don't worry, Mornye. You'll be better at talking with me later. And, you won't be calling me student. You'll be using my first name. They can lose credits? What a nightmare. Well, I mean, honestly, I'm not sure why the girl is really upset about her little robot thing. Like, literally 10 minutes ago, the city was almost destroyed by a giant worm. But, you know, I guess she really wants that project to go through. Did I learn what I needed? Maybe. I gotta go to these woods. The last person these robots saw before they lost control is Majin. I think we can talk to her and find the guys at Friendly Houseville. Alright, I'm going to have a night visit to a local woman's house. Gotcha. In that case, I can accompany you as a professor of the academy as your identity. Well, I mean, I'm a student. I have a fucking student ID. What are you talking about, Mornye? Wow, she's fooling us into RP roles already. I know your game, Professor. You just it starts off with, oh, I'm your senpai now, and then it's all, oh, senpai, I've been such a naughty student. You need to check my homework and punish me. I know your game. You won't do this. I'm grooming you. You're not grooming me. But aren't you going to tell me I should report to the academy to handle? I was thinking of ways to help you looking for. The reasons are earned. I trust your judgment. I can tell me later. You know, Mornye, you've only known me for 10 minutes. Why is that possible? It's almost like I knew you 20 or 40 years ago, whatever the fuck it was. Give me some pointers, Junior Professor. Yeah, this is she's reliving her desires. I think the person I am now can be of help to you. Yes, you can, Miss Professor. Although it really does take away the grooming desires when she's so small. What the fuck, bro? You're like, how are you grooming? I'm supposed to be the student. Why are you so small? Why are you so small? Actually, let's look at her legs now. Those are robot legs. I'll have to look. I hope they tell me in the damn story that I don't have to look it up like later. Fucking look at those crystals. It looks painful. It looks painful. Alright, let's talk to her. Because it's optional and I'm kind of interested. Why has she got a circlet on her head? Let's go! Yeah, she clearly is just like living out her dream because she knew us in the past. And she's like, back then I was just a small child and you were my senpai, but now you have eliminated your memories. Everyone that meets her seems to have known, and they refuse to acknowledge who she used to be. Although I suppose... Wait, they'll cut it out if I'm too slow. Before I get to that 60 point. I'll let her talk for a little bit. But with Mornye, Professor there, and the other guy, and Shorekeeper also implied that like she knew stuff that she was refusing to tell, I think back in her quest. I guess they all know she deleted her memory, and that was for a purpose that they all agreed with. And just no one's gonna tell me. It might have been a, trust me, I need to break my memories, or something similar to that, before she ended up talking to them, or at least I assume. But, you know, I think it would have been, like, because, like, it's obvious, it can't be that they knew, it cannot be that they know, like, they didn't know what she was doing, because if they didn't know, then, like, it wouldn't make any sense, because like she'd show up here, literally every teacher she knew, every person she knew would run up to her and say, "What the fuck, Rover? What the hell's going on?" Rover would be like, "What are you guys doing? What are you?" So they had to know to some degree, or expect, and that's why they're trying to act as though they don't know her. But I still disagree with that as a narrative point. I think having them be depressed and like miss the old one and be like, you're dead, like, you know, memories and stuff is much more interesting from a dramatic perspective. People are abusing the shit out of the Rover since he's basically a child who loves helping people. In a manner of speaking, correct. The Rover's just a helpful little boy who wants to help everyone. And that's also the most uninspired and most annoying element of the goddamn story. I wish Rover was more of a, someone with more like, desire to change. And also, aren't these guys all fucked because they're outside the super city? Like, if a storm comes, they all just die? Damn. I guess they're hardcore. They're hardcore campers. But yeah, I think Rover's personality being just like, I want to help and be a good guy. It's so. Ugh. It's the biggest drawback of this series. Well, at least there's tits. And I can watch them jiggle. What? 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 Maybe at the end of this, the people will say, "Well, you told us not that when you meet me again to treat me as a new person, or something like that." And there could have been a lot of fun and interesting things and sad things that they could have done. See, it's stuck in my head, so I want to talk about it. But imagine this. Imagine Professor Mornye seeing the Rover and acting like she is acting. But, like, it shows us Professor Mornye in other scenes, like, whenever she's looking, like, there's, like little flashbacks of, like, her seeing the old Rover, and, like, she, like, grits her teeth, and then, like, smiles and keeps trying to get close, and, like, but then there's, like, later on, maybe, like, after a big adventure and stuff, and, like there's a big adventure or something and everything's done, and it just shows her going back to her room, and like there's like happiness and everyone's like surprising and they're all clapping their hands and they're all happy. She closes the door and she leans back against the door. She slips down to the floor and she just starts crying. She's clearly thinking about the rover. She's clearly thinking about the woman that she once knew, that she cared about, and she just breaks down in tears. Why not? Like, come on. Like, come on. Even if you have your sickly sweet story or Mornye getting closer to the rover, how fun would that be to see that emotional outburst? And I wanted that from the Shorekeeper. I wanted that from every other character that has deeply enjoyed or loved Professor Rover. And perhaps, you know, here's the other side of this. Maybe they all don't care because there's a big secret plan to bring back her memories. They've already established that memories come back. Perhaps like Professor Mornye and all that can like have some secret plan to bring back her memory, so that's why they don't care. Maybe that's why Shorekeeper and all that, like, they're not sad, because in their mind they're like, oh, it's fine because you're gonna come back anyway, and right now this is some big plan we have, so the old you isn't dead. Like, to us, those memories are still coming back. This is just a limited moment for your big secret plan or whatever it is, probably to avoid fate or whatnot, to lose your ties, to kill the big evil monster, or whatever it may be, something simple like that. But maybe that's why no one cares that all of the memories are dead. Yeah, the audience for this game is just a bunch of... Yeah. Rover memories come back, end of the world or something. Surely they won't do that. Honestly, I would prefer it. See, this is the extra bits that I would put in here. Mornye and the reveal of, like, the little card thing that has the memories of everyone who's ever had them before. I think there's a very interesting story you could put together for this, if I was allowed to write it, where perhaps Professor Mornye or other people who used to know the rover, instead of, like, respecting the rover's decision to delete their brain and do this big plan, they're like, no, fuck you, rover. That's not happening. I'm going to solve the problem, and you're coming back. I'm not going to let you delete 10,000 years of memories, the knowledge and friendships, loves, wars, battles, struggles, and everything else. I'm not going to let you kill that person. I'm going to bring you back, and I'm going to fucking solve this problem myself. Like someone like that. Like a character who's a villain, in quotation marks, whose plan would be to bring the rover back to awareness, but also solve the problem at the same time, because whatever the rover's doing, they see it as a sacrifice. Like, they're killing themselves by deleting their memories. Maybe, like, Professor Mornye could have secretly kept a recording of their memories, and their massive plan is something like that. And they're working with the Fractus, not because they like the Fractus, but because they want to get you into a position where they can basically, like, put you on ice, so they can do a big plan, though you can't interfere, and like then they can give your memories back, or something to that degree. And I think they really, really, really missed out by not putting something like that in, say, the Fractus. I think that that's one of the big problems that Pavlova has. Pavlova acts and responds as though you're the same person that she knew, when in reality... Like, I guess you are in terms of personality, because your personality doesn't fucking change. But in reality, she really should have had a story element, like, dedicated to the fact that you were not that person anymore. And I feel like even if you think they did a little bit of that, I didn't get a fucking message of that at all. I think that's one of the big problems, because, like, you know, Pavlova's quest was fractured like that, where it should have had a lot of other things in it, and it went down like a really uninteresting path despite all of the potential there. And I think that's something that Wuthering Waves does a lot of. Great seeded ideas. Really, really good seeded ideas for a lot of elements in Rover's story. I'm not talking about, like, the gameplay. I'm not talking about, like, the cutscenes and stuff. I'm talking about the seeded ideas for the narrative. There's a lot of great ones. Some of them are traditional, some of them are a little bit different from usual gacha games, but a lot of seeded good ideas. and then they refuse to use them in an interesting way. It's like having a great idea and then I don't know, like it's like having some sort of overwhelming superpower, like a tesseract. Like, oh my god, look, you got a tesseract from Marvel. Oh my god, you're gonna use it to power a super cannon? No, we're using it to power a blender. Oh. Okay. And not only that, is they then link these things together in a very uninteresting, smooth-brained way. And this is for a lot of the earlier quests. They have been improving a little bit. I'll give them a little bit. But generally speaking, their order of things, the way that, like, they show off their lore, the focus is all, like, wrong. And it's not a lot of changes. Like I've said in the past, a handful of scenes, a handful of moments could make the Rover's character amazingly interesting. And you wouldn't really have to change almost anything. And I think that's the problem with Wuthering Waves. They have so much potential, so much power from those seeded ideas, and then refuse to use them for anything other than the lowest common denominator kind of storytelling. I'd hit. I don't care about this. Yeah, I'd hit. This is the professor, Marge's teacher. Yeah, she's been... Rover fucking professor. That's such a stupid name. We're coming for a home visit. You could have... I don't know why we're lying about this. Yes, she is a violated... No. Has she broken any school rules? Yes, we found her smoking weed and drinking alcohol in the bathrooms. What a bitch. I'm gonna be angry. I'm the angry one. Yes, you're a bad parent. You are a terrible parent, and I should have known that the Roger couldn't do anything good. I'm just going to be racist towards the Rogers as much as possible, because it seems like fun. Goddamn living in your goddamn little yurts, in your little huts out here. Y'all think you can come to the academy? Huh, get out of here, impure goddamn natives. Huh. This might end up in the bad way, though. Maybe I took it too far, Rover's thinking. No compensation is necessary unless you come back to my yurt, miss. Bring me back into your yurt, miss, and perhaps we'll discuss it at length.
Mornye 教授、マージャさんの探査用ロボットが与えた損害を説明してほしい。
What does she sound like in English, I wonder? The Rover. I really gotta look that up. Mornye, you're being very cute, and you are easily being fucking groomed right now. See, I'm winning. In the Groom v Groom battle, I'm winning! Rover winning, as usual, in a Riz battle. She used unstable materials and design, which led to the robot to act up. I've already spoken about the dangers. Void matter. You know, people who have the hair like this thickly in front of their eyes, I can't imagine like living like this. I just like fucking just use some scissors and cut it off. That would be so annoying. Oh my god, look her eyes, she's scared. Not filming. Basically, we're using her boomer brain cannot comprehend our deep thinking. Wait, what? The mother is actually hiding something? Wait, okay. Oh my god, did she put in a dangerous substance into her own daughter's fucking robot? What a bitch. 10 out of 10. What a great mother. Is the reveal gonna be like, Marge, you should come back to the tribe? She shouldn't go to the dirty academy over there. She needs to get a good husband instead. Okay, I know they're not going for that kind of like story, considering how like the tribe people interact so carefully. Detective Rover noticed something. What am I noticing? Wait, what? I just spill endless bullshit from my mouth. So if I actually have noticed something important in the story, that's gonna be a shocking situation. Oh my god. We're gonna do it. Damn, she kind of stacked this this lady. Just realized that. Oh my god, it's gonna expose something. What are you hiding? The thing? Show me your thing, lady. I can't remember the exact version. Please, we must return. Oh my god, she's upsetty spaghetti. What? What the fuck? Is someone about to assassinate her? Is there... Wait, Void Storm? Oh shit. Why? Okay. The tribe members doing some shit. Hey, come on now. I'm gonna be able to use her abilities now, so I can see what she's doing. Of course, the character noticed the reaction. Oh. Oh, I see. You know, sometimes, I think earlier in the story, whenever Rover Okay, wait. Shut the fuck up. I'm gonna look. Okay, she's got a little thing. She's got a little goddamn, I guess that's her, like, her version of, like, the radio or whatever they're using for everyone else has on their heads in the academy. That'd be kind of dangerous, wouldn't it? Like, even if that was a functional thing, like, could you imagine people just, like, steal your phone? You know, like, the whole thing of, like, you walking down the street with your phone, someone just grabs it and pulls it out, and then just fucking, you've got floating on your head. I feel like this is a very dangerous thing. At the very least, make it a lewd choker. Come on. Alright, now let's look. So, kind of interesting, like, kind of weird cut lab coat. It's neat, I like it. It's open back. I didn't know that. Now, where do her legs go? Like, where does it end? Like, is it like... Because, like, obviously, she's got flesh up to the... Oh, wait, no, lower back. Alright, so it looks like... Potentially from the hips down, she's some sort of, like, crystal robot lady. Or maybe just these thighs, because she does have, like, some shorts on. I mean, I like it. Like, I like the weirdness of it. It makes me go, huh. She's got a lot of rings on. Little cage on her arm. Looks weird. Oh, yes, and her tits. Like, tiny as fuck, but the jiggle physics were crazy, if I remember correctly. Yeah, good damn. A cup. She ain't no flat board, but damn. Model check. If you notice the mother's outfit, you could say the zone is rather cold. Her outfit is warm for warm places. Yeah, that is true, but we also have to face the reality of a gacha game world. The NPCs having outfits that make sense for the environment is good. The gacha game girls, however, will be using high heels in the middle of everywhere they go. Also, I believe those high heels might be built into her legs. Like, wait a minute. I think that. Let me get her up at something. Get up there, for saying money. I think they're built into her legs. So, yeah, if those are robot legs, those high heels are part of the design. God damn. I guess when you have tech so advanced that you can just do whatever the fuck you want in terms of aesthetics, yeah, why not? Like, I don't want everything to look like a boring-ass, efficient chrome robot. But nah, she looks cool. Let's have a look at her moves a bit. So she uses, like, a little gun. Yum. Okay. Flip. And she flies around and shit. Alright. Neat. She's very cute. I like her outfit. It's nice. Oh, she just floats here now? Damn! Oh, she's got like red... Oh yeah, she's got glowy eyes. So she's all robot lady. And she has like... She's wearing like a prism or something. That's neat. And we're floating? We just stay here? Can I just like fly around? Oh. What does that E look like? She has like a sword? What was that? Is it just a healing ability? Hmm. And then, what is this? I mean, it's probably just a normal monster attack. I don't even know what that was, but okay. I am now blue. I am blue. Alright, let's go! Oh my god, look, point and there's a thing. It's a void storm. Sound the alarm. Let's go see the Voidenstormen. All these people. Look, what the fuck? You should know better than pulling out your goddamn iPad and just being all like, yes, I must film the storm. This is the most. Oh, they. I'm. Okay, let's go on. I can still leave. It should have been. It would have been cool if I couldn't leave. I would have preferred it if I was trapped in here. But... See, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like that her attack is like a heal. It has to be a heal. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Okay, so that's what happens when you get to the end of a thing. So I can just... Wow, this is really a like no-brainer. I am just holding down. What happens if I press the F on the sky? Damn. Okay. That was crazy easy. I mean, obviously, but like, I didn't expect her whole thing to be just hold down basic attack and win. Resurrection point, meaning Morn has a death and a respawn animation. Oh yeah, they do. Like, they'll all have all those kinds of things, and like, I do look into the animations for those things when I have the character, because I'm never going to roll characters. You won't know when the last time I rolled in this game was Chapter 1. When it first came out. Oh my god, there's some sort of terrorism. Alright, I gotta fight monsters that show up, gotcha. Oh my god, she's bending down. We can see her underwear, guys! 10 out of 10. Now that's why Wuthering Waves is my favorite game. Someone who would watch my video that I'll make on Wuthering Waves, being really mean to it, they're going to come here and there's going to be just like comments on some of the streams, or just on the video itself being like, I went and checked out the streams the detective did. It's 90% gooning, 10% complaining. Advice animals, suddenly seems a robot. Link to the Probus malfunction. Alright, so there's some weird device. Fuck you, Abby. Get out of here, you goddamn little fetal alcohol syndrome motherfucker. I just read aloud a bit. Oh, she's really good at reading. She's a smart and What the fuck, man? You can't just call a girl stinky. What the hell? You can't just say that to her. What the fuck, bro? Don't you realize all of these women are probably canonically like Asian women, therefore probably don't have that one goddamn gene that makes them like their sweat smell. So technically they can't be stinky. You're a liar, Abby. It smells like a giant worm before I don't do it already. Oh yeah. Oh, so it's a worm in a can. Yeah, big old worm. Okay, we got a little can. Gotcha. I'm thinking can has big thing in it. Gotcha. Based on virtual tracking activities and reconstruction data mathematically. Me too. Me too, Rover. Me too. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Explain it so Abby understands. That means I'll lower it even more than usual. Simply, the device is extract the void matter's frequency and use itself as the epicenter of void matter. That storm just now was artificially created. Alright, fair enough. So it was a terrorism event. Oh my god, terrorism. Oh, but like the lady knew about it. The fucking tribeswoman knew about it. Oh god, is there another? No. Please, don't give us another goddamn fucking mascot character, please. Please! Don't give us a mascot. If they have another mascot character, I'm gonna have to shoot someone. Please don't be a mascot. Please don't be a mascot. Please don't be a mascot. Is it a robot? It's a little robot. It's a little robot. It's a little robot. It's a It's a little baby robot. It's a baby robot. Watch this. It's a baby robot. I'm betting you're right. Can I kill it? If I can kill it, I'll be so... Oh, it's that thing that was in the goddamn Flash fucking vision thing. A little green monster. The alien looking motherfucker. Can we kill it? The alien motherfucker with the blue archive halo. Can we smash it? Yeah, I mean, it is a mascot, but let's see how annoying it is, I guess. At least it's not just... Oh god. I just have you ever seen something and you just like imagine yourself taking a hammer and like slamming it into its brain? Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. That's where I'm at. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh, I think I haven't put onto my audio capture some filters to make it not... Oh, yeah, I should actually do that. Give me a second, guys. I should put some filters to get rid of some of the noise. Where did I put it? Noise gate. That's probably fine. That's probably better. Can you hear me? Yes, you can. I think that should take out any background, like, static. Well, I hope anyway. If it doesn't work out and it turns out to be an awful idea, please let me know. I've seen these things before. Oh, so wait, these are those things? No. No, I haven't at all. I saw it in the goddamn Dream sequel. Lyra reckons the solar skin first reckons with the Lyra the day. So wait, so the it's not so much like they worship it as a god thing. So they're aliens. So clearly these Solikin things are aliens, and or something from this. They're believed to be fragments of the Exo's consciousness. Shepherds protect them, guiding them. Stones, contamination until they mature and return to this sultry invertebrates. It's like part of its consciousness. Now, that's taking away my expectation that the rover literally drove the robot 10,000 years ago. Maybe that's when the rover showed up to the... It does look like an alien. God, this means the robot's gonna look... I was hoping the robot would look more evil, but I guess it is an alien. I don't want to touch it. It looks gross. Can we eat it? Abby, can you eat it? Ugh, I hate it so much. Maybe I do understand why the fractures want to blow up everything. Oh shit, showing us memories. It's the lady! I knew it! She's evil. You can't have the tits that big. God. Old lady. Grandma lady putting some terrorism down, doing the terrorism. I knew it. I knew it! Don't trust those damn Roya.
学園の時と同じ。
Oh my god.
この精霊の記憶を。
Can we go like arrest Marge's mum and kill her? I mean, what?
さっきのロイ人が装置をここに置いたせいでボイドストームが起きてしまったのね。その結果この精霊だけが生き残り。
So her mother's.
アストリッドさんに関する推測は正しかったのですね。キャンプに戻って彼女に聞いてみましょうか。
I think we should arrest her.
いえ、もう大丈夫です。
Oh my god.
お二人の言葉を
Alright.
聞いていましたから。
Talk to us, lady. You gotta show me fucking just murdered.
その装置は確かに私が置いたものです。
Alright, get ready. She's about to give us the whole manifesto. Tell us what happened. Are you gonna tell me? You're gonna be like, oh man, industrial society has ruined Leroy. Industrial society has been a tragedy for the human race. Come on, open us up.
数日前、そろそろ成熟する太陽の精
2 days
霊
ago, I
を
was shepherding
ビアトル
mature
ー
this
ツへ送った
spoke
時、
into
偶
Butcherwoods.
然イングバール司祭に会ったんです。
Oh yeah, so she was like taking those floating fuckwits. God, why does gacha games love these mascot motherfuckers so much?
司祭は誰かと会話をしていたよう
He
で、
looked tired. I was
少し
speaking or
疲れていた
something when he
気が
saw
し
me.
ます。
He looked shocked and left.
私を見ると驚いた様子で、
Oh no,
何
run
も言わず去って
away!
いきました。
Oh. Maybe he just was like, you're gross and doesn't like.
その時、司祭の袖から落ちてきたのがその装置です。
Yeah, why didn't you just say, bro, you dropped your wallet? Okay, so she
これ
stole
が
it.
何なのか知らなかったんです。キャンプに持ち帰って今度会った時に返そうと思っただけです。
Okay. So you're just a terrorist by accident? Is that what you're gonna tell me? Look at all these disgusting
で
mutants.
すが、その装置を精霊たちは嫌っているようでした。私も少し嫌な気がしたので、
So
これ以上キャンプに置いておくのが怖くなりました。ただ、もし危ないものだった場合、私の手にあることをみんなに内緒で
buried it.
ここに埋めました。その後のことはご存知の通り。
Oh my god, this is why you call the bomb squad. Find a strange device and a strange man. Y'all are stupid. Y'all are stupid. I'm gonna arrest her for endangerment.
つまりこの装置は
Of
イ
some
ングバ
kind.
ール司祭のところで手に入れ
We need to verify this ourselves.
そうですね。先輩の判断を信じます。
I don't trust her. She's not as cute as you.
イングバール司祭はマージャさんが言っていた
Unappointed
就任前の
members
ヘリ
of
オ
the
ニッ
Sixer
クシックスでしたね。
could be attempted.
自分の座を守るためにそのようなことをしたのでしょうか。
What? Trying to tighten his grip on power by what? Accidentally leaving a fucking void swarm device? Like, how would this help him at all?
いえ、そんなことはないと思います。ヘリオディック6
Each
の
of the
後継者
successors are
は
chosen with the
共鳴
resonance
能
ability
力に
first
目覚めた
awakens,
ことで
even if
選ば
someone
れた
desired
者
the
たち
position.
です。普通の人に座を脅かされることはありません。
つまりイングバール司祭の地位を脅かすことができる人は存在しない。
I don't see how having magical artificial storms would probably that, but
で
whatever.
も、それだけでは現任のヘリオディック6に対する敵意がないことの証明にはなら
So
ない。
now we're assuming that the new
ヘリオ
this
やや
Gudvir
こ
is
しくなって
making
きたね。いきなりイングバール司祭に接触するのは得策ではないみたい。
Ah, it's so great.
そ
Let's
れ関係者は普段ビアトルーズ
Alright,
こ
gotta
こ
go to
数
his
日は
village.
ちょうど帰還の
Time
祈
is
願
the
を
rite
行
of
われてい
return
ます。
ceremony held by the
太陽の精霊たちはその儀式で太陽の巨木に入り、
So those stupid little floating fuckwits that look like
いつも通りなら
like the dude from Monster Inc.
出席するはずです。
Are gonna be gathering together to go do.
しかし、お二人はロイ人ではないですし、
I'm not a royal.
参加を許されるかどうか。
Oh, I'm. But don't worry, this little retard monster is gonna say it loves me. Let me go.
そういえばこの子を見つけたのですが。
精霊を助けたんですか？だとすれば、その子の牧者として儀式に出られるかもしれません。
That's easy and convenient. Wow, you found one of these little rat monsters. You're allowed to attend. Neat.
太陽の精霊とロイ一族は何百年も付き添っている友のような関係です。精霊を助けたと話せば、
God, I can't imagine being friends with these things. I'd probably shot one already. Like, just, you know. Alright, let's go do this damn shit before I decide to go outside and just blow my brains out.
ではよろしくお願いし
At least I can hang out with Professor Mornye and hot, so there's that. Alright, Professor. Wait. Yeah, I'll talk to her again. I do the optional things when I'm enjoying some element of the story and then ignore it when I'm not.
イングバール司祭に会い、春田すぐに出発し
Let's go! That was easy. If I just talk to her, I can immediately teleport to the new area. Oh, thought it was low there. You are very cute. Yeah, they're going for. I don't think they'll have like. They're not. They're going for like a. Wait, one already is.
行こう。
Oh my god! Look how cool he is. He's standing up there. I don't think they're gonna go for a. Because you know some gacha game characters they go for like a soft kind of like, wow, you're in. She's in love with you, and other ones they go for like she really wants. Like in Zenless Zone Zero with that purple-haired girl, where she's like really into the end. Or you know, both of them probably. Good.
お二人ともお待ちください。
What's up? The guy's about to say you can't come in this way unless you have a green floating. I'm like, I got a green float.
その装い、ロイ一族のものではないようです。
Perhaps we should have pretended.
アルダーハイムの村にはどのようなようで。
I got a mutant. I got like this mutant alien thing. Look at it. See, mutant alien thing. It's a pass. Let me through.
その子は
Well, we're taking it home. Let me in the village. I need to come in here to interrogate someone. Oh, wait a minute. What is the... Is there a treaty between the local... Who has jurisdiction here? Perhaps we should start a court.
面白い。
They only trust people they're safe with? No, this guy's a fucking idiot. The whole time, I've been thinking about squishing his one-eyed fucking face into the dirt. What a loser. What an idiot. Fucking stupid ass little mutant alien looking motherfucker.
しかし、一人
Now,
は
I sense one of you carries the aura of a space trick.
コレクティブから。
The other
もう一
carries
人は
vast.
表現の外の広い世界から来たようにお見受けし
Why'd you come into the guise as shepherds? We're actually police officers.
太陽の精霊の僕
Police
バ
officers.
ールの仕業をどれだけの人が知ってるのか。
Okay, don't want to stir things up.
ボイドストームから精霊を助けたら、ビアートルウーズに
Alright, we're
対
just
して
gonna lie about it. Fair
帰
enough.
還の儀に参加させた方
Good
が
work, Rover. I like lying. Lying, I support.
ボイドストームとはついさっき起こったあれの
Oh, look how sad it is. I hope you die in a horrible, horrible mess, you little fucking mutant. This is why I should play the 40k Road Trader game. That would be endless me just being like, oh look, you have some mild sin? What's that, you're a psyker? What's that, you look different? You're a mutant? Burn and purge! That would be amusing. I plan to one day, if I can get the damn game. It's just always never going on sale and, you know, there's so much, and you know how I am with money. But I plan to one day. It would just be endless. Was that psychers? Was that chaos? Was that there's a mild risk of contamination? Well, better blow up the city.
しかし一つ聞かせていた
What's
だ
that?
き
The Void Storm, what happened to the
あの
camp?
ボイドストームの発生あそこにはア
Shepherdess,
ストリッドとい
name
う
Astro
牧者がいる
Visor,
でしょ
save these souls.
なぜ彼女に
Why'd she not come?
わざわざここに
Because she has to go to school because her daughter was caught making a bomb, and yeah, it was very bad.
うかつだった。
Forgot about that. Without a solid
理由
reason,
がな
my...
ければ疑われてしまう。
We can just say she said she said we could do it. She just say she said we could do it.
それはアストリッドさんがあなた方に隠し事をしていた
Oh my god, you're gonna throw Astrid under the bus?
というと
she's actually sick and she needs us to do it for her. Something. Yeah, come on, use your social abilities.
さんの娘マージャさんはスタート落ち学園の学生です。しかし彼女は学園で違法な実験を行ったせいで学園に損害を与えま
Oh
した。
my god, she broke some shit at school. Yep, so that's why we're coming to the acid, whatever the fuck. Yep.
マージャさんには罰則が待ち受けています。その対応をアストリッドさんが
Okay, that's actually wild. The idea that it's like you can't be the shepherdess right now because you're too busy dealing with your daughter. Like that feels like something that like a religious kind of thing would be like, no, fuck your daughter. Just take the thing. I feel like that's what they would say.
スタート落ち学園教職員規定にのっとり、
They'll
マージ
teach
ャ
you
さ
the
ん
true
の教
dress
師
of
として
representative.
責任を負う義務があります。
So we're going to
つまり
involve ourselves in your
彼女が
religion
太陽の精霊を連れて
because
いけない以
her
上
daughter was a fuck.
代理として責務を果たすべきと判断しました。
Fair enough. The old man will probably let us in because we're really cool and we're really hot. Like damn. I just put my thumbs up. Big titties. He's like, big titty girl and small titty teacher. I'ma let him in. Just let us in already. Come on.
ひとまず事情は理解しました。
A tangled weave this time, but we'll go. Great wings for her.
しかし、これ
Academy's
また
wellness comes as far
驚
as
きですね
unexpected. So they like it.
あのスタート地が
Man, being a shepherd's easy. I thought it was gonna be like a little difficult.
ハルダーハイムでは今夜宴が起こる。
Alright, so we're gonna get to eat some shit. Fair enough.
これで二人は我々ロイ一族の友となりました。
Alright, again, it's pretty easy to become friends with them. Damn.
疲れているなら休んでもらっても構いませんよ。宴は夜の8時に始まる予定です。
It's like getting in with the local crackheads by showing up with some stolen copper, you know? That's easy.
時間がある。イングバール司祭のことを知っている人がいるかもしれ
Do
な
I
い。
care enough
情
or
報
do
を
I just
集
wait?
めてみよう。
Ah, these are the village outfits? The fuck? The hell up? Oh, they're robot sheep. What could they possibly get out of robot sheep? Like, legitimately. Like, what the fuck are the robot sheep doing? Only by planting seeds can you know the true harvest. Oh, I can... Aha, I'm stealing it. That's probably the first thing I picked up in fucking... Oh, it's a little retard. Die! What else they got this? A little... What's going on here? Oh, they're making... Oh yes, true tribal nature. They got carpets, Turkish rugs. I like their outfits though. I mean, they're you know they are what they are, but like I like them. They got like little belt on and stuff. Fair bit of variation. I'm not against it. Want to ride motorcycle and study at the academy. Well, you need to pass that test. See, it looks like they don't have. It seems like the academy and that are very happy. It seems like they're not got. There's no like actual fucking problems between the two at all. I didn't expect, but I guess that's a standard story that they do a lot, like where it's like, oh, the new people and the old people can't get along because of their differences in culture, and the science people can't get along with the native people, you know, something stupid like that. For a second I thought a person was... I want to jump in the fire! Oh my god, I can get in the fire! I am the fire! Excellent. Excellent. Burn the woman! Burn the rover! Actually, no. Burn the Chinese dress lady. Burn fucking Encore. Die. Right. Now I actually have... Where was I supposed to go? Oh, I have to be here at exact... Just... Fuck it. I can't even see who to talk to. It's almost time, actually. We're almost there. Bonk. There. Where is it? I'm here. I suppose I just hate happiness. Okay, let's just let them do their little fucking village adventure shit. Look at all this damn fucking fat monster Inc. Punch him. The only religion I want to see in a game is the Covenant because they're peak and they want to murder everyone. And well, they're not peak, but it's funny that they want to murder everyone. And they do a good job of it. And our beloved Alright, at least I got to see the giant robot. Damn! I like that. That girl had some belly showing. Like, don't you? And oh, look, you can see for her legs. Neat. I do like her legs. Very good choice, game. Rover, like, Rover's better than me. The first thing I would have asked after I was alone with her would have been like, hey, what's wrong with your fucking legs? Look at that. Open belly. Hell. Cute. Let's put a sorrow party to embrace a new life with new. I gotta drink with these goddamn peasants. Alright. Hang out with a bunch of idiots. Do some dancing. Well, her legs are shining? You got like fucking leg pain? Is that the equivalent of leg pain? Or did you have a fucking Wi-Fi connection in there? Don't worry, excuse me, my thigh Wi-Fi connection's acting up. I've got to go check some shit. Or maybe they'll actually tell me about those. Wait, this is... Chance to hit on the teacher even more. What are you, feeling nervous? Oh, Rover, already going in for the kill. I don't know why you're so upset about facing him. He just had a little fucking void storm in his pocket. What's so different about that? You can't calculate anything. You can't calculate my human heart, Professor Mornye. Let us dance in the evening and drink alcohol. Do you reckon they would be amazing? It would be... I don't know, not yet. I don't feel the kiss yet. There's no kissing moment yet. But wouldn't it be amazing if like we all drink and like shows us partying a little bit and then we wake up in just like the same bed tomorrow? And then like the characters look at each other, there's just like a ... and it never gets referenced. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? If I could build a model for every possible outcomes, considering the target system she's science girl. She's all like, I'm science. Oh my god, I'm touching her! Don't worry. Rover's the most vanilla of vanilla, but she has a magical resort. So we got this. Damn. Look at that. That girl's prepared to go back to our yurt. This is a woman who's prepared to go back to our yurt. We are in. Ask about the legs. Ask about the legs. Did I really do well? Of course. Yourself more credit. Just, you know, build her up her confidence. Alright. Maybe there might be a kiss moment. Very cute. Oh no, I'm gonna get cock blocked by the little retard monster. Fuck, I hate it. I hate it so much. Just crush its like eye. Grab its big stupid eye. Squish it. Cutie? Who said it's cute? Stop insisting that anything like oversized, like fucking disgusting monsters. No. No. Shut the fuck up, Abby. I hate you so much, you little fetal alcohol syndrome baby. Goddamn, thrown in the dumpster no one loves. You're happy. You're lucky that I look after you. And occasionally feed you. Blinky.
しょうか。
Which could really? Really? That's like calling a dog doggy. That's the equivalent of calling a dog doggy. I don't want to give it a name though. Shut the fuck up, Abby.
じゃあ決まりだね。
I missed the other quest because there wasn't casting one.
よかったです。
Even if there were problems in that quest, I didn't have to deal with little Abby much at all. Okay, so what are they gonna do? Like turn into like, well, like?
お姉ちゃんたち、一緒に精霊たちと踊らない？
No, I won't dance with you and the monsters.
アクセルのおじいちゃんが言ってたんだ。僕者と一緒に踊ったら精霊も喜んでくれるって。
Grandfather also say the souls of happiness when dancing or shedding. Oh my god, look at these little kids. I don't care. I refuse to dance. Wait, she can't dance because her legs hurt.
踊りはちょっと。
Well, yeah, because her legs are hurting. Little kid, can't you see her magical legs? She clearly... Wait. Might be...
私が一緒に踊るよ。友のところでもいい？
So she'll stay there alone.
とにかく本番は明日だよ。今夜はゆっくり休んでね。モーニー教授。
Yeah, I'm fucking in, bros. I honestly do think that I've convinced this woman. We have convinced this woman. In the groom off, I have groomed the professor. This is definitely a win for the rover. Yeah, look at that.
先輩も。
Yeah. Yeah. Look at that face. This is clearly the face of a girl who has been convinced. Look at that. Look at that. I've won. Victory. Damn straight. He can't stop. Victory is here. She thought she could groom me, but I was the predator all along. I'm sorry. Local 10,000-year-old rover abuses position of power and can... What? Stab it. Oh, it's a little that one? Oh, how dare you! I'm here to... what? And also, what's wrong with that little mutant one? I mean, I know I wanted to kill them. I wanted to kill them.
モーニー教授がいない。メールで聞いてみよう。
Oh my god, has she been kidnapped? I couldn't find you. I'm worried. Show that girl. You sure you can? But I'm the professor and you're the student. I thought I was your mentor. I'm right here, right below the 13th planet. Dorma. That's not a planet, that's a ceiling. The whole point is this thing is a ceiling. You're underneath a thing. Big and has texture. Right on my motor, move the moment.
いかにもモーニー教授らしいね。定規座第13番惑星の場所は見当つかないけど、写真を頼りに探してみよう。
Okay, so she's saying basically, I'm stuck, come get me out of the situation. I mean, I'm not her stepbrother, so I guess that's a little bit weird, but you know, we'll find a way. Fuck it, let's drive the car. Ah, what have I done? Ah, yes. Alright, so she's trying to get back at me. She's like, alright, you're not rizzing me, I'm rizzing you. This is her attempt. She's inviting me to a romantic stargazing moment. Alright, sensei. Let's see. Good attack, good attack.
これ以上芝居を続ける必要はないと思うけど。
It's not an act, you idiot. I don't even need to watch the trailer to know that she used to know the old. Because there was a cutscene when she was like a little kid and she was like, no, Professor Rover, why are you weeping me? Or something like that.
誰かが盗み聞きしている可能性も考えられるでしょう。まだ正体を明かす時ではありません。
And if this wasn't a gacha, the rover would have had like so many romantic like true on, full on romantic intro, as opposed to just getting like this close all the time. All right. Let's see where she goes. How your legs hold? Yeah, tell me about your legs. Oh, they're blue now. That looks painful, like a throbbing pain. What do you mean? How did I notice? It's very obvious. Also, I mean, like, you have giant fucking crazy crystal legs that start pulsing. You should probably wear some fucking stockings. Power is low. Oh shit. Damn, your legs need to recharge? That's some bad fucking legs then. You need to work on getting your power miniaturization down. Ooh. You can't move while they're moving. She's a little bit embarrassed. Oh. Shy element. This is her attempt. This is her plan. Well, it's working. It hurt. Does not having legs hurt? Was it very? Was it painful when they lopped them off? At like was she born like this? Or did what happened with her? I want to know. I want to know. I don't want to have to look at the goddamn trailer to know. Or did she fall in a blender? Before I had prosthetic legs, I had a condition. Oh. Was that because she had no legs? Or is that just because they were like, hey, your legs don't work anymore, you have to be in a wheelchair, but then they were like, hey, why don't we just cut your legs off? So she was born with bad functioning legs, and then later on they were like, fuck it, rip them off. You can chase what you really want, which is stars are beautiful, but they're not real stars, right? They're like fucking magical bullshit. Despite the fact that you're not looking at stars. Oh yeah, I figured. Atmospheric. Well yeah, I figured. I mean, like, it's not like fucking those are real stars. No. Oh my god, once someone put it to me like this, it's me. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be me. It's because we can see the stars. That's something so kind of basic and so kind of like uninspired that I imagine that's exactly. I believe you. Exactly what. That's just so basic. 100% believe you. Stars of humanities. See, why can't it be it would have been this. Stars inspire us to conquer because they're our inheritance, and humanity will stand first among them when we overcome the Theoden, and our power will be unmatched. 10,000 years? Come on. Rover should have been the fucking emperor by now. Rover should have been the motherfucking emperor, being like, I'm about to go on my first crusade. Maybe the stars humanity use. That's a you go. Yeah, this might be the moment. This might be the moment to kiss. This might be the moment to kiss my teacher. Go across the line. Forever get A+. By the way, I've never been to a single club. But I also believe reaching the stars isn't. What do you mean? There'll be a day when we build a miracle that lasts long. That's a big fucking ask, bro. You trying to outlast the stars? I mean, I guess you're just saying shit. Because, like, you're outlasting the stars, you know. Well, we got to discuss fucking energy conservation. That just... Come on, man. That's the dream I've carried this all along. I have like 2 legs. How far does it go up? I need to know. You know what? You know what she is? You know, like, you see how, like, people in the D&D, they have that stupid-ass thing where, like, you play as a person in a wheelchair, despite the fact you're being in a magical world where, like, oh my god, why didn't they just use restore magic? Like, this is the better option. You want to be someone who couldn't walk in a wheelchair or something, and you're in a fantasy world? Yeah, fucking get your legs chopped off and replaced with robot shit. Y'all gotta start reading this and get on my level, Liz. What do you mean, start reading? I am reading. Sort of. I'm reading about the fucking massive titted lady. Goes. He wants to get the robot core. Read a book or a novel. I read a lot, actually. I read a lot, and even when I don't read, I usually have audiobooks as well that I turn on while I'm listening to undoing stuff, because yeah. You think I just play gacha games and this is the stand of my fucking literary experience? I'll have you know I play dating sims all the time. Actually, I shouldn't. I feel bad now. You go play a shitty dating sim. Yes, you play gacha 24/7. No! I'll have you know I only play... I don't even grind gachas anymore. I don't grind gacha. I'm a fucking loser. I don't even grind them. I just play the stories at this point. If there's a new gacha game come out, I'll probably play just enough. I'll play it just on stream to see if I like it, or I'll play it off stream if I want to see if I like it. But I never really go hard in on them anymore, unless like you gotta really be a good gacha game, like all of them. At this point. So yeah, they're doing their magic. We'll follow a 3-stage activation protocol of verse phrase. Also... Okay, she needs a bonking. Yep, bonk, 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 bonk. Stop using your fucking pseudo words. Just kiss her. It'll make her stop talking. Let me put something else in that mouth of yours. Well, any... Oh, look at it. There's still time for Let's Stargaze bit. You know, I gotta say though one thing. Like, considering that the rover made all the other gods and stuff and lived for 10,000 years, Mornye's probably also going, you know all this stuff before. She doesn't know it now, obviously, because I lost more of my memory, but like back then, they probably did know all of that. Rover was probably smarter than her. Oh, shut the fuck up, you stupid goddamn. I'm being poked! My god, we did wake up in the morning together! Not as nice. Hoping was... It should have been a yurt? Oh god, people are dying. Hell yeah. I mean, what? Anymore. I mean, I do play gacha games, but I've stopped grinding them. I play gacha games like, you know, how I play Wuthering Waves now. A lot of other games, I play them for just like going through the narrative to see if I like it. People are dying. People are dying. Let's hope. Death, death, death. Die plant. Death. Come on, let's see. All this we go over there and there's just like a bunch of bodies. Let's see the bodies. Wait, no, drive. Hell yeah. Oh my god. What are y'all doing? They've already entered. What? Why have they got like cameras? Oh. So there's a void storm there. Alright, let's go get him. I'll save him. Go! Ah, god, it's breaking down. Oh, it's the guy. Whoa! Actually. This is last not seen in centuries, which I believe. Aaron constructs widespread in better words, fast spreading roots. Let me out loud, relying on info. Okay. So basically there's some robot-y shit.
ともかくこれでは機関の儀どころではなくなった。
一
Other
緒
void
に
stuff.
調査に行きましょう。
Don't worry, I've got like a sword. I'm gonna go find the storm and stab it. He's just gonna have a sit down. Hey, sit down. You don't give up. Let's go. Bye. I should have used the. Oh my god, I can get in the air? That's awesome.
あの装置が起こしたボイドストームと同じ特徴の波形をしています。これは自然発生したものではありません。
Okay, wait.
いつの間に解析をしてたの？
Hey, if I go any further, like, I won't be able to hear it. Ah!
考え事をしている方が落ち着くので。
Oh, just stop talking. Contaminated exoskeleton.
危険を検出先輩、気をつけてください。
Oh wait, I gotta get off the. Alright. At least. Hey, fucking big boys with tails. Oh, I should use our special ability.
最大出力展開。
This kind of. Alright. That's.
装置を見つけました。太陽の巨木の近くにあります。
太陽の巨木。
Fuck you.
少し嫌な予感がする。
I'm gonna hold down the attack button and see how long it takes.
誘導。
Okay, mate.
分析完了。
Okay, so it's like builds up and then it just immediately kills them. Oh, I can float? Oh! I thought it would just make me fall.
アストリッドが拾った装置は未完成。ここにあるものが完成品なのかもしれない。
Hello. Die. I shall be fine and cannot defeat. I. Oh god, I'm on the ground again. I didn't want to be.
応力を打ち消します。行くよ。
Fine, just splat me.
静まれ。
Where'd it go? Oh no. Why are you over there? Come back.
敵番旋回。モデリング完了。
What did that even do?
応力を打ち消します。
Come back here. Why are you over there over so much? Come back. Die.
システム引き継ぎ完了。
There we go. I've killed the deer. I shall place its head on my. Imagine if 40k gadget. But not in the sense of like hey stuff, but like in the sense of like, I don't know, like they went and did all this shit, but it's like in a 40k world. It's like all horrifying and fucked up. Honestly, the idea of like eldritch horror gadget sounded very appealing. There are some that have tried that, but I haven't looked too deep into it. Yeah, look, the little fucking.
しかし。
They're all dying, hell yeah. They're all like, I've seen some shit, bro.
もし本当にイングバール司祭の仕業だとしたら。
Because he's a bad guy. He's a bad guy. What's that? Is that the thing they all want to go to as like... You know, if they mature and turn into hot women, like the little like fucking... I'd be so... Oh, it's that dude. My dream. Is that where he is in the floating... What? Who are you? Can I actually talk? Path has been laid. The network's a bit low. Can you just say it more directly? Ah, fuck. Oh my god. Oh no. It's the thingy bob.
Senpai. Senpai.
I do like how it was moving. That was kind of fucked up.
また何か見ていましたね。その様子だと。
I think I saw a glimpse inside this. Was the fucking evil storm monster?
ボイドストームはおそらくソリサイルムにも影響を及ぼしている。だからあのヘリオディック6は私に助けを求めてるのね。
So it wants me to save it because there's evil voids. Ouch. Ape once made a prediction if a visitor from beyond life exits God her, what's
ビアートル・ウーズを災いから守ったのならば
Wow, convenient. How convenient. Yeah, little mutant monster. Well, this series has always been built upon endless predictions. There is literally a god in the first part that sees the future. Luno sees the future as well, so... Oh wait, that's the older one? Oh man, they don't even look that different. That's stupid. I was hoping they turn into hot women. Well, they had some sort of other weird situation. What if like the soul-kin monsters, once they get like to a certain age, they like blend with a another individual, like a human, consciousness has come together or some fucked up shit like that? That'd be fun. Yeah, send them off in their own. Yeah, send off those stupid little... Alright, let's go see the head honchos. Bro, there's something wrong with your goddamn machines. Oh, she can't cut with me? What's up? Oh my god, she's gonna confess her love. Alright. This is the final arc of the grooming Olympics. Let's do it. Come on, lay it on me. Lay it on me, Professor. Doesn't seem like the moment for this. That was last night. I wish we could come, but best we part. When I catch the solitary, even during your first vision, you look like you're in... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I look like I was having a bit of a pain. It's something but I like the ability to connect with them like you do, and the structure collecting nothing to live with the ways of the royal. In this way, I fear I won't be much help. Instead of joining you, I think there are other ways to contribute, such as researching the device. Young officer isn't the right of return. We're not for that void, so much reason to respect that he's the one who planted. What are you talking about, bro? I'm a student. I mean, I feel like Rover really should realize how shit, like, clearly this shows the... If I was the Rover, probably. If you're in danger, call. Don't worry. Does this mean I'll see you again at the end of the quest, where like you and a bunch of other people will appear and like use the courage of friendship to fire a giant laser at a super enemy robot? That's probably just true. Suit that has been corrupted by an evil monster. All right, fair enough. I don't want to talk to the elderly shepherd. She's not a cute girl. We're not talking to you. I spit on your culture. Is it illegal to drive a motorcycle here? I don't think so. Meow. Hell yeah. Go up the stairs on my motorcycle. Go up everywhere on my motorcycle. Go through the streets on my motorcycle. What's that? There's guards? Nah, nothing. Motorcycle. Hell yeah. Actually, why have they got like a mic room as a thing? Huh. It does look like a shitty mic room. Okay. Alright. Well, you know, if they're doing their prediction bullshit, let's go in and see them. Hello! Is it a trap? That'd be interesting. If anyone comes the thing and saves people, bring them in here. Alright, let's go. I could have a bath in their special like sacred waters. Big room. What? I have to do shit? Rotate the align the beams towards the reactivate. What? Why? Why is it turned off? The fuck, bro? Why is the goddamn event horizon core turned off? I want to go. We have to go to the warp, guys. Alright, I gotta turn. This is probably some sort of test that they're doing. No. Turn around. Hell yeah. There's a guy right there. Why is he not talking to me? He's, oh hell yeah, look, we're activating the thing. I gotta restart the goddamn machine. You gonna say anything about me touching stuff? One of the 6 holding a chronocolor seed is strange chill. He's just watching. Bro's just like, I don't give a fuck, man. The roof. Refiners look kinda cute. I like some holding the refiner seed to close. Seeing clothes less for more like. He looks, yeah, you know, one little white hair in there. Cute. Cute. He doesn't like this one. He looks exactly like the other one except slightly bluer hair. And he's just a guy, so man detected. Alright, I've got to rotate my balls. Come on, get my balls in position. Come on, balls. A bit more. Just tickle them balls a little bit more. You know how to do it. You're really good at that. Come on, Rover, a little bit more. Just tickle them. Just tickle them. There we go. Good work, Rover. Alright, we've activated the goddamn graviton drive or whatever the fuck, and it's time for, Event Horizon. Okay. Where we're going, we won't need eyes to see. It's not moving. Did I break it? So did they take this from the robot? I guess they must have. Unless the robot like broke into pieces and the whole point is that like most of the pieces are all spread around. And it's just like super tech, so. Yeah, I could see why you'd call this shit like alien level tech. It's surprising that the native people let the academy or live around here as much. I figured they'd be the type of group that would be insular as fuck that would like, nah, fuck y'all, and just like start like fighting tooth and nail. All right, who's this? Is it a man? Oh my god, it's a pretty boy. Not a twink though. Damn. Nice angle. Come on, Jesus, talk to me. I wish I had telekinetic powers. He seems the arbiter of foretold in the fracture trick. I mean, to be honest, it wasn't that hard to turn on the thing. I just had to twist it. You like, I mean, come on, man. If that was your fucking test, like, that was a fucking easy test. Like, a kid could do that. Like, make the things line up. Sorry. I'm interrupting this tense moment by blowing my nose. Alright. With great reverence, your presence is met. Now, is this guy rollable? I don't think he is, actually. I don't think he's a rollable. I think he's just like an extra effort NPC. Is not as it once was. 5 of the 6 have lost their minds, and the light of the hologram. Oh, yeah, so all those people are just like standing around, like staring at it. So that's why all of them are like fucking around. Tell me everything that happened, crazy man. What's up, Jesus? You witnessed the void storm in Berta Woods? Yeah, those trying to kill the little mutant monster. Okay. So the woods and the fucking device in the middle has been corrupted. Gotcha. The others succumbed to the corruption, only I was able to sever my link to the high ground before the corruption. So all of their elders are fucking like broken. When I lost my strength, I turned the 6 stars that hold the hunger and prevent the corruption. Wait, but we just turned it back on. The last I ensured that when my strength failed, I fell into slumber, untouched by others. The hell. Okay. Okay, spook man. No one stay forward. E, because you have future sight? Yeah, don't worry, I know. Everyone loves me. I'm essentially God. Yeah, well, God shows up at your door. Of course you can open the fucking door. I've been around for 10,000 years, brother. Can glimpse the near future in her, but I am bound. Okay, so I have to go and like, I don't know, cut up some plants and shit. Yeah, it sent that stupid little fucking mutant thing from Monster Inc. to talk to me. Gotcha. The silicon that vanished just outside the gate. Because of your actions, the source of the corruption was stopped. Star is now aligned. Okay, I fixed everything. Oh, great. The other 5 are no more. They can no longer fill their roles with it. What do you mean? But they're just standing there. What are they then? Are they just like corpses? Are they in fucking like... Are they just gonna fall over? Are they dead? Honestly, it would be really cool if like after they turned on, there was like a click and like all of them fell down as like bodies just on the ground. That'd be actually peak. And then like you could see like some servants come in, like bow and take away the bodies. I'd be and like, you know, be like, they will be honored for their efforts, like something like that. That'd be kind of fun. But then again, I'm a big believer in building up a lore of a world and culture. Like. Before that, let me tell you about the true. As far as I can say so far, they just kind of like, I know they introduced elements of this earlier, but I do feel like I'm getting things thrown at me very quickly. But you know, fuck it, we'll do. I'll vibe. Centuries ago. And calamity woke beneath behind the earth. Avoid the devoured all. Chomp chomp. Raising every trace of existence. Okay, so it wants to eat stuff. It wants to eat you. In the darkness, the exercise braid. Feel the threat deep below. So there's a giant monster under the ice. A light that would not. Lifting it over. So basically, with the reactor in the sky seals the thing. Life blooms. The calamities. It's angry. Angry monster. And that's the void storm. Thus the 6 wisest of us. Okay, so this is how they counseled me. Drives turns, seasons of laws are discovered. Idle thought. Think our minds. So they're doing some fucking shit. Shared our condition. Or immortal to touch the edge. That's kind of neat. Like as a lore idea. I get it. I get it. Robot fought a giant monster. Oh wait, was it? Shared their computational power, weaving a last Alright, so the council basically use their brains to link with the robot monster's core, and then they understand the laws of this world so they can deal with the remnant of the monster that's stuck beneath the earth. But it's probably just the Theoden. And Theoden monster wants to eat everyone, and the robot's core gives it the light and power and shit. The only thing I would add in here is I would prefer that you'd go into this place and then, like, rather than like all of them be like, you know, kind of like religiously standing around, I'd like them all to have like endless cables coming off their back and into their skull, and they're just like sitting there, and then like puppets that have like fallen asleep, like blood coming out of them or oil or some shit, and they're all clearly dead, and then the last guy is like still. That'd be fun, rather than them just randomly standing there in comatose. But, this is what it is. The data we provided, the Space Trek was interpreted through. So this is how they get all of their like data that the other guys like, this doesn't make any sense, bro. Doesn't make any sense. Because they're using like a super crazy divine robot computational core that they don't really understand themselves. I'm still not throwing away the concept that the robot was made by the rover. I'm not casting it off yet. There's a possibility Rover maybe made the robot. Or drove the robot. The only one who can continue calculations is me, because the others are all like fucking brain dead. Yeah, just go get some more, bro. Go hire some more dudes. Get some more dudes. Okay, it can't be forced. So basically you get chosen to fucking merge your brain with the robot. That must be sucks. Like, I want to be an actress. I want to go on be a hero. No, I'm sorry. You have to merge your brain with the divine computer. Apologies. See, I don't know why they had them standing like that. They honestly should have had... Honestly, they should be dead. Or at the very least, they should be dead. They should be dead. Just in chairs. They should be corpses or like I don't know, like skeletons. Maybe not skeletons. But they definitely should be dead. And maybe they could have if pacing wise, perhaps they could have introduced this element of like there's a Solium place, and rather than just us having to go through the thing to get here, we could have introduced it and said that the council lives in there, but like the faithful fucking super cancel shaper and whatnot live in there, but they haven't opened it up for like months, like something like that. Say like for months they've been in there, they haven't opened to anyone at all, and like it's like, but it is their prerogative, it is their thing, like they're the divine conduit, like something like that. Like they gave us the prophecy, we can only open via these things, and like maybe there's some argument or whatever. That way you could establish it first, rather than just dropping it all on me now. But you know, it's all right for now. It's not good. It is for Wuthering Waves. It's like, it's what you expect. With your authority, allow me to bear the gun. With your authority, allow me to bear the gun and act in this. Wait, he had to ask me why. So how come it's meant to be interpreted by this? If you bear all the calculations, what will you come to? Is he just gonna randomly die? I cannot say. All I know is this: if no one remains to interpret it, the voice form's occurrence will be unknown, life will go on for. Ah, it's fine. Okay, so everyone's trying to fuck up their ability to put that new star in them. This band is... Okay. Once again, Wuthering Waves, come on, we don't need to... Everyone who matters can't suffer. But they just showed me this random guy and have him to die. This is probably of the new area, this is a bit of probably the largest letdown, I'd say. Like, the Gyaru girl, at the very least, even if it was a little bit off in some areas, we got to know her. It was a bit of alright. This guy's like, hello, sad music start. I met this man 5 minutes ago. He's about to kill himself for me. By the way, I'm the arbiter. And he's like, Rover's just like, yeah, fuck it. I guess I am. Honestly, I just feel like a bit odd. Especially with the not introducing of this a little bit earlier. I mean, you might argue he's like, oh, but he sent you messages. But then we spent like way too much fucking time focused on Professor Mornye and the stupid fucking like little mutant monsters and the party and stuff. It's like, did we just cut like 40% of that and add it to this guy somehow? And then like introduce him earlier, like more directly, and his plight earlier? Because if he does kill himself right now, it's just like really pointless. So he's been brought here since a child and he's never seen the outside world? That's an interesting lore, an interesting thing. But once again, we're building up to a emotional, cathartic sacrifice in like 3 minutes. In 3 fucking minutes. Wuthering Waves, know what pacing is, please. As long as part of my... Alright, let's think about this. So, everyone in the collective is literally chosen from birth just by nature of having this potential residence, and they forced into this place as children, where they're like considered semi-divine conduits for this giant robot, right? Like to determine void storms. Interesting lore. Terribly paced. What should have happened is this concept of the Roya should have been introduced right at the start. We should have been like, oh fuck, the Roya do this weird stuff, and then we should have learned about the Roya. Everything of this story should have been focused around introducing the idea of the council and the Roya and like the kind of questionable ethics of it. We should have the ability to go, wait, so they just like lock them in there, like they can't leave? It's like, well, no, and everyone's like, it's divine, it's all choice. And like, you have this kind of position where you're worried about it. We have messages from him. We go off and we do the thing. We discover that there's like some shit going on, and we're getting like the messages from him. Like, we're talking to him via like the little mutant monsters. We're having conversations, and we get to know him. And like, maybe, like, you know, we kind of have this connection to him, like where we're talking to him a lot more, and him and me and Mornye are talking, and then we get to this part and he reveals, all right, everyone else in here is dead, and this has been the build up. I now have you do this thing for me, and I will connect to the robot monster thing to do what I need to do. It will kill me though. And then we have the emotional moment of, oh my fucking god, he's gonna die, instead of, I met you 5 minutes ago. Sure, we had little moments of him, I think 2 cutscenes, maybe, of him prior, that went for 3 seconds that were in shadow, which were pretty cool cutscenes, admittedly, but generally paced out terribly. See, this right here is a perfect little example of the more generalized problems with Wuthering Waves. This is a good seeded idea. Good idea, good lore, good, like, weird out there idea in a pacing way that makes no sense. It's almost like they're like, oh, we need to include focus on cute moments with Mornye, which is fair enough, I guess. We need to have a silly, cute fucking monster thing. We have to have the student to get him into the thing, and then the little party. Like, all of these things felt really not building up the lore they wanted to build up. The lore you wanted to focus on wasn't the ceremony of taking little, like, mutant monsters out there. The lore you wanted to focus on was this. You needed to build up this to get me to there. I need to be constantly thinking about this guy, the Shaper, and his situation, and the mission I was going on with Mornye, not focusing on the random side quest of, like, the fucking Marja and her mum, and then the random old man, and getting into the fucking meeting, and focusing on the stupid dancing little fucking dudes from Monster Inc. Like, that shit should have been to the side. That shouldn't have been even in this quest. Maybe bring it into like a side thing later, because this was where you should have had your focus. Because now I just once again am in a Wuthering Waves quest where it's like, oh, okay, so pacing is introduce this in 3 minutes. You should feel bad, right? It's really intense, right? Now what I bear is not dirty. It would be, but duty. Cool lines, cool concepts. I don't know you. I don't feel for you. I don't have this. I don't have the build up. You can't just have an emotional moment and expect me to really be all in it. But once again, I guess it's a little bit of aura farm. Or is Rover gonna be like, no? Oh, okay. Rover gonna allow the... I only can agree. Okay, fair enough. See, once again, another issue. Rover walks inside. Man says everyone died. I want to kill myself for your sake. Just agrees. Like, if I could write the Rover, I would write the Rover as someone who starts to hate their former self. Because I would probably have him, like, also acknowledge who, because he calls her the Arbiter. Like, all these people acknowledging who she used to be and being prepared to sacrifice for her. The fact that she built an evil fucking suffering computer or whatever. All of these people who do all these things and, like, acknowledging all the power that she used to have or whatnot. There should be some level of the Rover either struggling under this strain of being this person despite not having all the memories. These people prepared to lay down their life for you, to sacrifice themselves and, like, believe you can do it all. Like, but the Rover just kind of mildly goes with it. I just need some more emotion, Rover. And I mean outside the I jump into thing to save everyone because we win. I respect what you wish. See, that kind of thing? Like, nothing really... Once again, unearned emotional fucking moments. So unearned. Conceptually cool, visually awesome. But wow, did you remember this guy? Fucking going through his interstellar experience? Can he die on the ground, fall on the ground or something? At least let him, like, die at the end of this. At least that'd be okay, at least. He's summoning some shit. Soon a great calamity will fall upon the robot's talking, where he's like using the calculator. Oh my god, great calamity! Who would have thought? I will share all that I know of the hill with you. When you call, I went. The robot. Oh no, the thing's being corruption. Oh no, the robot. Oh, of course, they have that stupid fucking goddamn... Wait, no! Are they gonna try and make Buddy do the sacrifice and make that the emotional core? Fuck you, Will. Save your strength for the calamity of heaven. See, how do I describe this in a short way for my video, though? How do I describe the poor choices and build-up of the... You know? I guess, like, you might argue, but they did put it in effort to try and make the fucking fuzzy ball eye monster something that appeals to you. But, like, honestly, I just don't get it. Like, you can show me all of the giant eyeball floaty monsters you want. I'm not resonating with them. They're not people. And if you want them to be more than that, you need to put more effort than in they just be saying choo choo. Is the building gonna blow up? That'd be kind of fun. If I look over there and the building just explodes. I definitely didn't mention the unearned emotional moment. Oh no! The little mutant monsters are sacrificing themselves! Well, no. Well, they're not sacrificing themselves. This is their whole thing that they... But... once again, this... this is something I am going to mention in the video, and it's part of the part I'm writing right now. But, that it's very clear that the writers of Wuthering Waves... oh, it's sealing them underground. So the ritual is basically keep them on. Gotcha. Wow. It was all solved. That was a slop quest. Oh, look, they got him. Look, he failed. Oh my god. But yeah, that was
申し訳ありません。これには事情がありまして、突然部外者が現れて邪魔を。言い訳は不要だ。
Oh my god. At this point, our entire plan is falling apart because you screwed up. I think I went out of my way to get a pass to you. Don't leave me here. So he's like going to be abandoned. You're lucky the one at the top gave you a pathetic... Let me guess. Go and try and murder the Arbiter. Something like that. Blow up something. Some crippled scientist? Hell yeah. We're gonna murder her? Alright, let's see. Kill her. Neat. So he just has to kill her. Neat. Do it. Rip off her arms so this time so she has to have robot arms. Just walk out there and shoot her, bro. You can do it. I mean, like, underestimate. Yeah. It really disappoints me that Wuthering Waves does things like this. But like I said, they're on record, the writers of Wuthering Waves are on record saying that they don't really think about the logic of a story as so much as the emotions of the story they want the reader to feel. So that's why that scene was very emotional. What they were doing there is like, oh, we want them to feel sad for this guy. We want them to feel sad and be like, oh, they're dying. This is so sad. But they didn't think about the build-up. And the reason they say that they think about the emotions more than the story is because they have a reality check there that they don't have the talent. I know that's not the nicest thing to say, but the Wuthering Waves writers don't have the talent to build up to a scene like that. They just don't. I don't know how they wrote Punishing Grey Raven, but they don't have the skill. They try to develop their narrative in that direction, like they're like, you know, it'd be a great idea, like as I was saying, dude sacrificing himself, very interesting. But even me, who's not a writer for a big company, can see all of the problems that they had there that really just didn't fit that emotional build-up. That's why they say that they have that focus on emotion. And it's why I find myself really not being able to connect with Wuthering Waves in a general sense as a player, as I am now. Because they'll have those big moments, but the foundation that leads to those moments is very important. At the end of The Lord of the Rings, when Frodo is going up the mountain to try and throw the ring into the fucking fire of Mount Doom, you're there with him because of every moment before that. Each moment built up on top of it. If you just showed me several moments of like a clip show of Frodo hanging out as a side character while we all focused all of our efforts on looking at, I don't know, not Aragorn, maybe like some other character in the world, fucking, I don't know, Rohirrim. We're looking at the Rohirrim for the entire time, and then like you cut to the very end and suddenly it's Frodo going up the mountain and I'm supposed to care? It's not going to work. Because I didn't see Frodo going up the mountain before that. I didn't see his struggles through the Shire, through From fucking the Moria and all this. I didn't see that shit because I was too focused on fucking the Rohirrim that you thought was important. And that's what the Wuthering Waves writers can't do. They cannot write at that build-up. They suffer greatly with that. And to their credit, at the very least, they're honest about it. In that interview, they said they don't do it. It's very clear. It's a code for, we can't do it, and we're not really happy with what we try and do for it. Maybe they have disagreements or whatnot, but they all agree they want an emotional moment. So they're just like, fuck it. We just make sure that there's a line between these points, but generally speaking, all they care about is that end point, that end cutscene. Everything before that really doesn't matter to them as long as it generally makes sense. And more often than not, it doesn't. More often than not, it gets pulled around by those desires to have that big moment where they're just like, well, that's why I always say 3 minutes before, 5 minutes before they introduce something. It's because Wuthering Waves goes, oh, we need this to happen, and they're thinking like, okay, we'll just pull in this guy, make him talk, make him explain, make them there. Like, for example, Gelbrina in that quest, in the final major quest of the whole Renacedia arc, she is just a plot device designed to move people from point A to point B. And to make things happen in exactly the right way. But on top of that, she's also very fucking annoying. But yeah, that's the kind of shit that I look at and it just like disappoints me. Let's see if how someone tries to assassinate our cripple here. Our lovely crippled here. Let's go. Oh look, it's invisible. Go away. Okay, well, can I just... Do I have to defeat him? Fuck that flying thing. Die. Oh. God damn, it takes forever to kill. Holy shit. Fly in. Yum. Hey. I'm gonna press my magic button. Go. Someone tried to lock it down. I'm like, oh look, it's an old one of those ring things. What do? Investigate. I ain't gonna look at. Oh, there was some sort of sensor to. They were simulating what would happen if the soul shoe was contaminated. Well, yeah, because they want to free the evil monster. How do I use? Oh, it's. I've already done that one. Or is it just that one? Oh no, it is that. Oh, there's more. Okay, so like. Oh, those were the optional. Alright, let's see if there's a password here. I don't think that would be important, but like, who knows, maybe. Oh, sorry. Well, that was easy. Oh, those are the Zoids thing. The system was designed to fail. Okay, so they made all that. Yeah, cool. This. Note tucked here. Memo. There it is. Like I forgot my hair. I keep forgetting my password. Write it down. If I don't have to write that. Based on us, which shows them. From the note, they changed the password after. Seven, 3. Welcome to Paradise. First episode, you'll be on knees. Get ready for the secret sceneries of the office. Oh, new Federation. Joel crits mean nothing. A peek of the upper crust. Stone glance a hot. Oggy page. Stop bringing this fucking trash in the lab. All right, it's very clear. It's very clear that like the Royal man was clearly being like fucking. They were like, oh, we'll let you leave. We'll take you to the Federation. Wow. Just do some shit. So maybe, so surprisingly, maybe it's not the Fractus here. Maybe the Federation's fucking around. That'd be interesting. New villain? Yeah, but nah, just put the password in, bro. Keeping a password, thank God, yeah. Yeah, fucking, what an idiot. And like literally a 4-point password? Come on, man. Come on, man. Alright, oh my God. Stream plan for acquiring core energy based on reactor drive merge. Space reactor involves the reactor drive as a critical component of the extrastrider. However, its extreme defenses and inaccessibility render conventional acquisition possible. The paper proposed groundbreaking strategy void energy reacted. The core mechanism relies on the symbiotic defense link, and it's apparently they knew about that. Guess that's more thing than I thought. We demonstrate that the precise deployment of specialized void matter carriers into the room. Solstice can effectively compromise. Contamination will trigger the reactor's highest level immune response, forcing it to deviate from current orbit and descend in physical form to a designated area, entering a paper details the interaction between model of void matter and the Solstice system, the trigger threshold, environmental response mechanism, predicted impact trajectories, its rapid recovery procedures at the proposed strategy provides a theoretical viable strategy to find a pathway to acquiring the reactor desire of a decisive step for ultimate goal. Word. Intro. Necessary cost of the advancement of civilization. Evaluation result. Proposal not approved. So basically, this dude fucking was like, hey, we can like fucking steal the reactor core. We don't have to fucking replace it. We could just like take it and like do some cool shit. And like the fucking local ethics team was like, are you an idiot? Are you saying we should fucking murder a bunch of people? Corrupt a bunch of people? And then like fucking just like ruin their little religion and faith? Destroying the relationship between the two forces, then destroy the ecological fucking zone down here, rendering it completely released, and also remove the fucking super drive. Also, you can look into this. You know, it's something that humans would do. It is something fucking stupid, but good lord, yeah, I could see why this guy's fucking thing was rejected, and why like a foreign nation would more like, well, even though they're part of this thing, would be more like, yeah, let this place die if we can get the data. I could get it. Am I gonna have to fight someone now? Yeah. Not approved. Gonna need help again? Why? You're the fucking one who's the professor, lady. Oh my god, I'm pressing the buttons. I'm hacking the system. Oh my god, I was talking. Maybe I was talking to her. The plan wasn't interrupted by unleashing the void. The plan wasn't just to disrupt the because they wanted to get the corruption drive. They want the drive. Oh my god, evil bees! Evil bees! Look behind you, they've got evil bees! She's kind of stuck. She has like fucking auto defense. Yeah, man, you can't fucking defeat. It's the cripple! The cripple is here. I mean, she's not a cripple though. He just like really wants to go to fucking... He's like, I just want to go to Hollywood. Mr. Epstein said he'll let me on the island if I just murder you and take back some students. You know, here's the big thing though. He calls her a cripple. She's not really though. She's not really a cripple. Because like, she's not. She's got like perfectly functional legs. How has the playthrough gone for you so far? Any opinion shifts, or are you still the game story is hot garbage? It is still not the best, but the last few quests have been a little better. This one was another step back, I must say, for the 3.0 area. The quest before this was like, it was alright. It wasn't terrible, but this one is terribly paced, and like another example of Wuthering Waves not having the most intelligent decision for like how they plot out their stories. But I would say that I've got a mild positive opinion of this area. Just this current quest has been like some slop. I wouldn't call it hot garbage, but I'd say slop. It's sloppy and like clearly made by someone who doesn't care, or at least someone who's focused on something rather than making a good story. Probably hitting fucking quarterly quotas of income. Those corpos. Access lab, wearing a Roy now. You must be Yovia, the ones. One of the successors to...
Periodic 6の後継者イングバール司祭ですね。
Periodic 6 Periodic 6か。
He's like, I don't want to join those fuckers.
能力を持って生まれただけで一生ソリサイルムに閉じ込められるだなんて。
Just because my resident ability, I would be forced to spend the rest of my life in the alligator. They call it Roy's highest honor, but they asked if they wanted their fate. I mentioned this. This is a more interesting element, but once again, released in a very nonsensical way. This should have been earlier, way fucking earlier, and this guy's reveal would have been much better if we learned about the other guy's stuff earlier and we came to care about his sacrifice. Because then we go, wow, what a fucked up situation, but he's prepared to sacrifice himself and he does so. And then we come to him and we find that the person who fucked up their whole system was someone who's like, I don't want to be forced to live inside a fucking room with a giant machine that I have to put my brain into every other day. Everyone acts like they respect me, but the only one who really wants to help me is the good Lord from outside the church. I mean, here's the big question, I suppose. Would they actually have forced him? I know they say he was taken, that they were taken as children into the thing, but he's not a child. So that brings up the question, did his resonance power come out later in life? Or potentially is this a, you've been groomed for this, but you really don't want to do it, and now, like, it's, like, legitimately a they won't let you leave kind of situation. Because, like, you're not really making that clear enough. Because he just seems like a crazy person right now. Fractus? Please, make it... No, don't do Fractus for once. Yeah, he doesn't. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just the new Federation. Oh. I'll give you a second, I gotta get the cat out. I gotta let the cat out. Go out. There we go. Letting the cat out. Alright. But yes, I promised he placed the device near the soldier, my wish would come true. So he's just like a fucking easy patsy. And he's just like so... Other escape this frozen wasteland and go start a new life in the Federation. Well, I mean, it's not really frozen outside if you go outside, to be honest. See, too simple. It would have been so much easier. It wouldn't be that hard to make this guy like kind of sympathetic. Especially if you'd played off the earlier parts better. Right now, we could be looking at this guy and being like, damn, I understand your position. But the way they show him off is like wrong. Rather than just being like a crazy man who's like, I want to do this, he should be like someone who has legitimately been forced into something like that. Like, or, you know, feels like he has been. And maybe he's been like pushed down this path of something where he's just like, no, I did it. I already made my choice when I killed those people. Like, and like, you know, maybe we have it though that he had the dream of escaping, but through successive like choices, he's reached a point of no return where he's like, I don't have a choice anymore. I'm gonna leave this place, and like, and it doesn't matter anymore. I'm gonna get out of here. That kind of thing, as opposed to I'm a crazy man. I don't care what I do. Woo! Like, it's just, you know, this is the problem with Wuthering Waves. You could have easily twisted this to make this guy interesting, and you don't even have to put much effort in. You don't have to make everyone the most interesting character, but we could have made his villainy a little bit more than just this. But they don't care enough. Nobody in Wuthering Waves cares enough, or at least the writing team. They just made him villain man. I have no idea. You have no idea what you're doing, no idea what you like. Yeah, see, he's just an idiot. He's just an easy idiot. Drive emergency response to artificially make. Yeah, we figured that. Method for triggering this mechanism pollute the tree's void matter, make them reactive. Determine the thread had to breach the...
起動できるメカニズムになっていると。
じゃあ、俺が置いてきたあれのせいでドライブが。
Really? You don't? You look how... like, how much of it? Oh no, I pressed a button! Oh, RG brick!
Mornye 教授、太陽の円環を再起動したよ。いつでも控えの儀に必要なデータを取り出せる。
I got the data thing. Something happens there. God, he's just such an uninteresting, like, little villain. Even if he is being used as a pawn, it could be so much better. And also, she should not be smiling. Like, legitimately, why was she... Well, I mean, I guess she was listening to me. She should not have been smiling. It's small things and big things. There is no fucking, like, oh, it's just small things. No, small and big Wuthering Waves fucks up for me. Oh, I am now crazy because I'm going to start my new life. I'm losing my mind. Wow, look how evil he is, everyone. Wow. How fucking uninteresting is this character? How uninteresting is this turn of events for him? You're just a cripple! Although I do... Wow, I have 3 Bs that you defeated before. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's been a while since I heard someone, since I got these legs anyway. Like, come on. Bro, she's not a cripple. I don't know what the fuck you keep talking about like that. She has magical, awesome legs. This ain't crippled. This ain't a cripple. This is like the opposite. She has magical legs that could probably, like, I don't know, stab you through the fucking heart. He's like, he's just being used as like, you know, like when you watch I've been told by situations like this. Wait a second. He's gonna kill him? Oh my god, she's so cool. Yeah. Oh god, she killed him. Wow. Life still? Oh. See, the character they built for him was awful. This was a terrible lead up to this big event where, like, the star was falling. Senpai? Oh my god, I got called. He says that. RIP NPC. Yeah. RIP. No, honestly, the NPC sucks. Sucks. I think the point is that he's unable to let go of his bigotry. His people aren't able to bodies or some shit. He's anti-transhuman. No, there didn't seem to be anything like that. They didn't have anything. Oh, I should probably go. We'll go. Let's just go. Oh, fuck. Wait, did they cut off a discussion midway through this when I was driving on the thing? Fuck you. Oh, do I have to press something? It didn't actually matter. I think in the past I've done something that just doesn't matter. I'll talk more about my problems with that element. I'm flying. At least the drive in the car is all. Yeah, like, they didn't make anything about, oh, he doesn't like transhumanism or whatever. They didn't do anything like that. It was just kind of like completely. It was just. What the fuck? They didn't build that up at all. If they were planning to do that. Like, it just felt like they were making him call her a cripple for the sake of making him evil and look bad. You know? So, like, look, he's evil. He keeps calling her a cripple. It's like, yeah. Oh, you can summon ramps? Neat. That's a cool power. The ability to ramp summon. Wait, now, oh, wait, no, I'm jumping through the air, but I haven't seen her grab onto a hand of someone who's falling. That's the true path. That's how you do weathering. Yeah, I'm not feeling this 1.0. Like, this is probably the first 3.0 part that has been a true from the build up. But we'll give this a shot. Because we'll try and cut away our thoughts on that part just before, and we'll try and focus on this. But I want to still talk about it. That's what you come here for. Me complaining. Oh no, people have left. Yeah, I'm ready, but I just want to look at the plants. Oh look, yeah, look, it looks cool out there. Alright, let me talk now while I look outside. So, the idea that the ceremony thing is the thing that the various groups are trying to avoid, and they're just trying to find ways to fuck it up, is fine by me. I just think that the build-ups and stuff are just over the top. For example, this whole thing could have been done so much better, to the point where it's like, wait, now we need to emergency launch the thing. Fuck, we got to launch it right fucking now because the reactor's gonna fall. Then there's gonna be no sun thing up there, and that's gonna fuck everything up. I like it. It's fine as a concept, but all the build-up to why it fell was really, really rushed. It was rushed, it was out of order, and filled with filler that it really didn't need. It felt like it had shit that, you know, like a gacha game logic needed, you know? It felt like, oh, it's a gacha game, we need to have like a cute monster, oh, let's like have like a happy little tribe, and the tribe's real happy, and we'll have like a student having all of that needed to be cut. Listen to me. You can have those kinds of elements in a story. Those are fine, but if you wanted to have those, you needed to have so much for the other parts as well. Or you needed somehow to have fucking the focus be on the characters and deal you were focusing on, which it wasn't. So all these things really, really poorly came together, and I'm not happy at all with that. Like that's it's got to be the first kind of like 3.0 Wuthering Waves, kind of like Wuthering Waves. I particularly don't like how they made the villain man there just be like, you know what that's what I was gonna say before she shot him. You know what he reminds me of? Whenever you watch a isekai show or a fantasy show, or like a guy goes into a new place show, there's always like, oh my god, look, a pair of bandits, they're trying to kidnap a girl, they're gonna try and do terrible things to this poor defenseless woman, or they're gonna try and murder this merchant. They're like, we're gonna kill him, stay back if you know what's good for you. You know, the bandit trope, that kind of shit. They have that image, right? And then they have that image, and you just go and fight them, and that's what they are. That's just they are. They're that evil stereotype bandit that just gets beaten up, and you don't feel bad for killing them, or you don't feel bad for them. You're like, yeah, look how cool he is. He saved everyone. He was that. Now, making myself very fucking clear right now. I do not demand that guy be like some poor defenseless man. Oh, poor man. He was so, he has such detail. No, he doesn't have to have that. He can have a point. The bad little guy had a point. Yeah, he did. But they didn't really explain the point. If we take it at face value that he would be A, forced into that situation, and B, could not escape, if we assume these are true, these are solid reasons. But as a character, his personality was so fucking like, it's so warped. What you wanted was someone who felt like they were isolated and alone. Felt like they were isolated, alone, had the opportunity, and then was talked to by people who he found vulnerable. And while maybe we could still, like, they just probably wanted him to get shot so they could show off Professor Mornye being, like, cool. What they could have shown is him going for the kill and being like, I have no choice, I'm gonna do this. And then he does something that results in this star thing falling, even though he dies in the process. And as long as we'd done that and built up the idea that he really did feel like he was trapped, or was trapped, like legitimately couldn't escape. Like, for example, imagine this. Imagine at the end, like, maybe the rover's talking and she says, why are you doing this? You could just run away. And then he laughs and something, and he goes, you don't get it, do you? And then he pulls up like the sleeve of his arm up, and he says, you see this? It's a talisman that all the kids who get the resonance ability get attached to. It's an honor, you say, because they want to keep us safe. What they don't tell you is if you go too far away, you can't leave. They come and pick you up. You try and go to the train station, try and go to the transport hubs. Suddenly, it doesn't work for you. You can't leave. There is no choice for me. That kind of thing. Like maybe like that. There's a build up there that we could have done. Now, you might say, oh, but all those things are true. We didn't see those things, and they didn't show those things. Instead, Wuthering Waves chose to focus on, look at the little monster ink man. How cute is he? Squish, squish. Oh, look, Marge's got a problem with her thesis. Oh, we got to deal with Marge's mum. Yeah, focus on the mystery of Marge's mummy. Oh, we got to get inside the little festival. That's really important. Yep, very important. And then, of course, to be fair, I'll give them the fact that they wanted to have the romantic moments with Professor Mornye. But almost everything else could have been used to build up either the Shaper and his fate, and conjunctionally build up the choice and the decision to betray the tribe made by random other guy or whatever, whose name I've already forgotten. I feel like this was like so sloppy. This was like a perfect slop example. Perfect slop example of not knowing what the fuck they were actually trying to do here. It felt like there were too many cooks in the chef. It felt like there was someone from corporate who walked in and said, we need a new plushie type thing. Evidence has shown that our fans like cute things like Abby, so I need a new Abby thing. We also want to show off some like happy cute things with Mornye, so like let's like, because you fucking know that the reason they had Marja, the reason they had the parent, the going to the little dance and the little stuff, that wasn't to build up the other parts of the narrative. No, those were all to build up moments between you and Professor Mornye. That was the focus. But you could still fucking build up that while simultaneously building up the greatest story in relation to the true fucking villain and the man who sacrifices himself 3 minutes after he meets the fucker. He was being forced to work for a slave his entire life. That's why I was looking for someone to smoke him doing if you fed. Yeah, all good points if they'd showed it. They didn't even try and explain it. He just went, ha, I'm stuck here, I can't leave. Like, it was like so fucking cheap, man. This is the problem with Wuthering Waves. This is why I say it's a bad game. Great seeded ideas executed by talentless hacks. Okay, hacks is probably the word, but very much not talented. These people who put this together are either untalented or the very least they are constrained by multiple people who have multiple feelings and have power over the narrative to the point where it can't manifest in an interesting way. Like, for example, even the fact that, like, oh wow, the thing is falling, that's cool visual. It was so fucking sudden. Like, we could do so much better here to build up to, like, the moment of the fucking reactor drive falling from the sky. This quest feels like it went from 1 to 1,000, and it just did not fit. And I think it's because the pacing and the vibe they were trying to go to was all over the place. Like, oh yes, we want a serious story about a fucking religious figure reaching out to the rover. Oh, but we also want to have a cute little village story where there's like cute happiness and you hang out with this girl. Oh, but we also want to show off a guy who's like really like harmed and he's tortured and he's stuck here and he makes a good. You understand why he escaped. But we also want like an easy villain for like us to like show off how Professor Mornye can kill someone. Oh, but we also can't write that. So all these things are coming together to make slop. What game do you think has the best story? I'm curious. Now, that's a hard question because I think all games can have different kinds of stories. Like, I don't expect all games to have one peak story that could always beat all the others. A narrative within a context can still be good in almost any kind of situation. For example, like, people talk about like silly things like Kimono Friends, like a weird fucking CGI anime from ages ago that everyone's like, what the fuck? Why do I like this so much? And it's like, yeah, it's silly and weird and like it's dumb and it's mostly like even childlike, you might call it. But within the context of its own story, it does a really good job at doing a mystery. Or Halo, great fucking series up until the third one, and we, you know, let's just not talk about the fourth and onwards. But they have a great arc of story of what they're trying to achieve, all the things coming together and all the themes. You could talk about fucking, from more modern stuff, we could talk about fucking Expedition 33. All of these things can be good stories in their own ways. And they're different from, say, a JRPG, or a fighting games narrative, or an isekai-style anime narrative. We can have good stories, and they can be fundamentally different from one another, but within their own senses, still good stories. So, what I would call a good narrative, the best story, is a hard one, but I can tell you a lot of good stories. What I'm telling you is that Wuthering Waves is not a good story, both within its own concept and in comparison to other gacha, because usually, you know, you have to. Other gacha are probably the closest equivalent you can compare to, or JRPG style stories, but closer to other gacha. And Wuthering Waves should be compared most clearly to like the other large scale gachas, like, you know, your Towers of Fantasies, your NTE, your Genshin Impacts and things like that, because that's the same vibe they're all kind of sitting in. Even if the settings can be very different, they're all going for that same kind of vibe. There are some that change it up a little bit. I would say, like, for example, Limbus Company's a bit weirder. Snowbreak's a little bit weirder, although I didn't get too far into Snowbreak at all. You know, Girls Front Line. Those types of, like, the various other kind of gachas that exist out there. But in a comparison to its own style of gacha, large scale, big company, large money, JRPG, open world style, Wuthering Waves is on the very far low end. Of all the gachas I've played in this style, it's definitely the worst. And while there are individual moments that overcome other individual moments from those other games, and I'm not here to try and say, well, yeah, I don't know why you guys are playing this when you could be playing my cool other gacha. It's not about that. It's about trying to compare it within its own self. It's trying to talk about Wuthering Waves in itself. And while it can be compared, it's not a matter of, oh, I'm just wanting to push up my other gachas. It's just a reality that this narrative is not good. Now, combat, open world, motorcycles, that's all fun and great. And to be fair, that's why a lot of people like comparing their gachas and all compare Wu-Wa more fondly. Because those people are focused on the overall game. Me, personally, I'm just focused on the fucking narrative. I am only speaking of the narrative. And I've said this multiple times. I'm here to talk about the story. And the story for Wuthering Waves' main quest is fucking dog shit half the time. Or it's slop. And the few moments that it has been pretty good are pretty rare. I'm still not going to throw away all this because I do like 3.0's area. I'm not saying this is like the worst fucking thing ever in this particular quest. I think it's just a good example of the failures that come about from Wuthering Waves' approach to narrative writing, where the writers, if I take them at face value and pretend that they're all good writers, where they say they focus on big emotional impact moments opposed to logical progression, I think we end up with a narrative like this. And they've cultivated a fan base that love this. So that's why people may jump into this story, may jump into this when I'm playing the game, and they probably step away. There's probably a lot of Wuthering Waves fans who've come into this stream just curious to see someone playing the game they like, and probably left quite quickly after I start talking about how I fucking hate the game. Because the narrative, the people that are coming in for narrative progression, and the people who play the game for the purposes of like just the combat and stuff, presumably also have a positive feeling about the narrative at this point, have been groomed into this. You don't have the people like me who are like, oh yeah, I love my deep dark story. You don't have you fucking even fans of their old game, you Punishing Grave Raven fans. You don't have them. You don't have the people who like those types of stories or consistent stories even within JRPG elements. All of this is, I like emotional slop aura farm. And that's unfortunately the truth that we reach here. I do want Wuthering Waves to improve. I hope it can improve. I don't think it ever will overcome its large problems. And I think at this point, even the writers in the writer's room probably know that the kind of person that they've developed, even if they were to change focus right now, it would not help them. I was actually, for the research I was doing into this, I looked into the initial beta test of the opening story. And apparently the opening story was a much darker and more, rougher story. And perhaps that was negative in a lot of ways, and I imagine it was. But I think what we're seeing here is an overcorrection. I think an overcorrection happened in that beta test where they got so much bad feedback about negative elements that were more of a darker or a more complicated story that they overcorrected into aura farm happiness, everyone loves you, and that has become a fundamental break for the tone. And also at this point, and they've reached this point where it's like, well, Punishing Grave Raven, people like the sci-fi serious story or something like that, but at this point it's just solo leveling. It's just solo leveling. Now have a read of this, and I'll probably end the stream in just a second. Let's just read this. Let's scroll up a little. I might be one of the biggest fans of this game, but I am not someone who looks away from the things I disagree with. I try to explore and understand them. So while I don't agree with your takes necessarily, because I experience the narrative as a part of the game, entire game experience that interplays with everything, I do find your different takes on things very interesting. Critique isn't a bad thing. It often can cry for help for the creator of the game to improve the game or improve the content. I'm back for Wuthering Waves. You are back for Wuthering Waves. It is about to end, but no, I appreciate that. I fully admit that I am not approaching this game with too much fairness in some elements. For one, not doing the side stuff. I'm not touching the combat. I'm not trying to level all this stuff. I'm not going all hog in for every element of the game. Furthermore, I'm fully aware that my own negative experiences with the game, particularly the early game and then into patch 2, have very much soured my opinion. Looking at this opening quest now, if this quest that we just played, the one that I just complained about, the ways you could have improved this very fucking easily, if this quest had been the first quest of Wuthering Waves at the start of its production, I probably would have been like, it's alright. This is, a big thing falls from the sky, we're gonna help out the professor. Yeah, those guys sacrifice themselves. Like, this is alright. Because once again, I've talked about it in Force. Expectations. My expectations for Wuthering Waves are so far in the dumps that it affects my opinion of everything going forward. Which is why all my views are prefaced with the idea of biased. I am fucking biased. I'm giving it the best chance I can, but the truth is, it is still gonna be through the fucking pained lens of my past experiences. I can't just delete all those negative feelings and emotions I've had for the game. I think there are better games than Wuthering Waves out there, and there are certainly better story games than Wuthering Waves. Are there better games? Maybe not. They're like, as a game, Wuthering Waves could be considered pretty good. As a narrative, it is, to me, very sloppily done by people who don't really have the skill they want to have, is what I'm saying. And and the video, just when it comes out, the main video when it comes out, it's mean. The things I say are cruel. And part of that is rage bait, because, you know, it's funny. But it is honestly from the heart. It is honestly from the heart that I just fundamentally disagree with the approach that Wuthering Waves has to its narrative. In both its display of a narrative, in both its pathing, its villains in particular. Everything about these elements, how they come together. It doesn't matter how good the seeds of these ideas are, I feel like they just can't handle them. Which really shocks me, coming from a company that made stuff in the past that I know is pretty fucking good. So this is, you know, where we end up. Let me just scroll this so I can sec. Did you finish all the content? Not yet. This is, oh, well, in terms of the stream, I'm about to end the stream now. But in terms of this quest, no, we're right at the end of, I think, probably 0.0 quest. And then after this is 3.1, which is apparently the good one. So I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. That's the good one. The March of Progress is a slow one. Progress is however. True. I think there is, you're not the audience the devs are targeting. Correct. Correct. I am not the audience for this story. I am not. I'm not the audience, and I fully recognize that. But if a helicopter's in a tree, I don't have to be a pilot to say that the pilot fucked up. The March of Progress, I think, is a good point, and I think there have been good examples of gacha games that have improved over time, or narratives in live service style games that have improved with their progressive iterative design on the narrative. But with Wuthering Waves, I think the big problem is they fucked up so much from the start. A lot of those good games that improve themselves, usually they start off with a kind of, it's alright, and then they improve. Fundamentally, I see a lot of the choices that, especially the Wuthering Waves makes, just even in like an individual quest to quest can improve. It seems like there's a fundamental problem. Also, to say there's another big issue as well there with Wuthering Waves. Because Chapter 1 was so poorly done in terms of its narrative, even post the rewrites, it really does mean that I don't think, no matter how good Wuthering Waves comes at right at the end, the final quest of Wuthering Waves could be amazing. The final, very final quest in like 8 years' time when they've milked us all for every single dollar we can get. That final quest could be amazing, and I think a lot of people won't ever appreciate it because people like me wouldn't get there. Because people like me won't make it past that opening chapter. People like me that won't make it past the second patch. The second patch is too sloppy. The first patch is a complete mess. Even if patch 3 that we're in now starts pushing better and improving those things, the March of Progress, as you say, I feel that it's too little too late for people like me. I think perhaps it's good for the purposes of someone who's like maybe a gameplay player to is enjoying both things and say, oh, the story's now improving. That's great. I also have my gameplay that I like as well. So, you know, at the very least, someone's benefiting. I just think someone like me, who's a story-focused motherfucker, who's just like, I'm just here for the narrative, is gonna have a hard fucking time getting through those first walls. Let me have a little look. You guys are saying some stuff. Well, I don't know if this will help you understand the chaos of the release of the game, but the closed beta of the game had a completely different story. Yang Yang literally died in the closed beta, and they rewrote the game based on the feedback from the beta. Yes, I'm aware. I looked into that. It seems like, I think, I said before, I think there was an overcorrection. Definitely Chapter 1 was a major overcorrection. Maybe they won't want to go too far, they don't want to have characters dying, they don't want people having so dark, that's okay. Chapter 1 turned into a Olympic Games of who could suck the rover off more. I felt like there were no real people there. At the current point, Professor Mornye, the other characters from Patch 2, they felt like real characters. Characters in Patch 1 didn't feel real. A lot of characters in Patch 1 felt like cardboard characters, paper-thin existences. And that really really was the big fucking problem for chapter 1. Oh my god. I didn't stream a lot of chapter 1. I only streamed from like going to the time island onwards. But prior to that, it was just so bad as well. And while I did crash out in chapter 1, if you go back through the streams, fucking hundreds of streams at this point, it was still like a big fucking issue back then. Like, I think it was definitely an overcorrection. Like, they basically went, oh god, we're too serious. They don't like it. Like, just make everyone love her. They want to be loved. They want to be loved. They want a gacha game character that's wish fulfillment. Like, you can have wish fulfillment, and you can have all these other elements too. The opening part of how you establish your MC in a gacha game is very important. Sure, they missed out on the rewrite, but I think they could have definitely done better than what they did in the fucking thing, because I fucking hated chapter 1. The whole game, you might be interested in exploration on combat or pulling characters. You're almost in for the worst thing the game has to offer. Not just the story, but the whole game. You're not interested in exploration, combat, or pulling characters. You're playing the game for the worst thing the game has to offer. Yes, that is true. That is true. I am playing the game for something that perhaps even players who like the game as a general thing might say is the worst element. So I know why I'm in this hell zone, and it's something I'll need to say in my video, because there's probably people out there who will be upset. And I'm like, I gotta tell you, man, I didn't fucking play all those parts that you enjoyed. I just walked the paths of story. She's now the literal icon for the game, so it's a big swing. I can see that. I've been trying to understand that. Almost half the game's audience is from China, so the devs make China game what the Chinese audience likes. I guess that must be the fact, but there are plenty of games from China that aren't like this. But you are right that it's a China game, obviously. I get it. You know, you got to have your Jade Tech, you got to have your all that type of stuff. Like, I get it. And it's the audience that they're aiming for. Like, the West doesn't matter to a lot of these gacha games. You got to remember that. The West, for with some exception, doesn't matter to a lot of those gacha games. I feel that the game itself, 1.1, had a heavy environment and storytelling. It's not an excuse, but there's a ton of deep lore hidden within the content of the game. By looting things around after the release of the game, they shifted the entire design of that into the main story slowly. I feel like it was literally reading stuff from the Fallout game during 1.0. The act of walking from one place to another, experiencing destroyed landscapes, and reading for someone who was completely lost in the new zone. I feel like the new story experience was slowly soured the experience a lot more over the outcome. Yeah. And I remember the environment. Back in chapter 1, one of the things because like before I streamed it, but even after I streamed it, back in chapter 1, when I was playing with my friends, because I started on this game because a friend of mine was starting on it, and I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll play too. And that was like basically, I think it was like 5 days after launch. I started playing 5 days after launch or so. And I looked at the environment. I was like, this is a great environment. Fuck, I love this combat. Wow, like it's a great storytelling environment. I really like all these elements and stuff like that. And that was when I was in the story. When I was in the world. I was being immersed. But what happened is the main quest, as I progressed through it, became so sloppy and soured me so quickly that I didn't give a single fuck about those little lore tidbits outside. Because you want to drag me in, you need to have like the meat pull me forward. And because that couldn't keep my attention, my focus slipped. I didn't give a fuck about the little like books I would find around. I didn't give a fuck about the descriptions of items. All of those little things that built up a like post-apocalyptic world in a very interesting lore start to fall to the wayside if the main meat of your narrative is so fucking stupid. And that's what happened. The characters felt like nothing. They felt like I was talking to like, I don't know, like ChatGPT type shit. I was talking to fucking like an AI chatbot, but not a smart AI chatbot, like a really dumb one that someone told to suck off the main character. I felt like that if I looked away from Yang Yang and all those other girls, if I looked away for more than 5 minutes, they would just die. Because they didn't feel like they had a story, they didn't feel like they had a personality outside of loving the rover. They felt so pathetic and uninteresting and undeveloped and unloved. They might have been brought back because they were killed initially, like, you know, that killing, like, oh, we brought her back, we like her, we bring her back, she's the main focus now, like, you know, look, we bring her back. But what they brought back was a hollow existence of a narrative character. Now, to be fair, they improved on that. definitely in Chapter 2.0, they really improved on that. Chapter 2.0, so Patch 2.0, they really improved on that going forward. And while the narrative of the characters improved, other elements still slipped by the wayside. Until we reach this point. And I find myself looking at Wuthering Waves as a collection of good ideas, good seeds for ideas, executed poorly, dealing with other or good ideas that have to mesh with poorer ideas, and they all slop and mix together, and it becomes this mess where you could see the good game if you squint a little, in terms of narrative, good game narrative, I should say, but it's just not there. I agree with you what you're saying, and I feel that when you play a live service game back to back and aren't forced to play the environmental storytelling, and screen during the main character hits different. The player feels that you allow for the story not to be good because the story Blackfire is backfilled by the environment suit to speak of the player experience in between patches. That is true. That is something I do acknowledge as well. I jumped straight from one thing to the other. Like, I finish off fucking the Garu's quest and I'm straight into this quest. I don't have that patch in between where I ran around in the world and I immersed myself. And my argument against it is really that it falls into that element. Well, not an argument, but my excuse so much is that the game already fell into the negative for me with all the other elements. So that's the bias I talked about earlier, how I'm not involving myself in the overall world because the story couldn't keep me in there. And when I was involved in the overworld and was giving it a good old college try in Chapter 1, it was apparently the worst fucking story they could have done. If Chapter 2, if the whole Renacedia arc would have been the first arc of the whole narrative, maybe things would have been different. Maybe by now I'd still be playing the side quests, and if we'd ordered all things differently, for example, if a quality of Cheese's quest or a quality of the Garu's quest came first, or quality of the island with the time-telling dragon, which was kind of alright, had have come first, and like stacked upon that, and I would have been still focused on the world and engaging, maybe would have made to, some special area, we could have reached it. But unfortunately, this is where we ended up. Live service games have these problems, and we need to acknowledge that there are problems. Even as I say the cruel, mean things that I do say, and I do mean them, I do acknowledge that, I am biased in my own ways, and I am like a person who would have not played this. I would have stopped playing this game in Chapter 1. You've got to remember that. This here is all like spite. Me getting here is spite. A promise, foolishly made, and spite. And that reflects everything in terms of making a negative to some degree. I still think that my points are still solid for what I'm trying to say, but yeah, I do acknowledge that like someone like me would have never reached this point. The things I'm complaining about, the people that like stories like me, they would never reach this point unless they were streaming like me. The devs are no way they would read. I would say this though. I would say this, Onyx. If they wanted to make the start of the story, like if they wanted to get more people into the story who were not just the current people they have, they definitely should redo that. I just don't know how you pull that off because there's a lot you'd need to redo. There are some things, little things you could add in to fix up, but it'd be a big one. It'd be a difficult one. It is the failing of the model of the game, in my opinion. I think so, yes. There's a lot of failing of the game model, definitely. I don't know how to avoid it. I think, yeah, it is a hard one. Because there are games, the best kind of games, the best gacha games, start off almost a little boring. How many times have people said, oh, even Punishing Grey Raven, oh, first few chapters is kind of, it's not terrible, it's just there. But Girls from Online, first few chapters, it's alright, it's just there. First few chapters of other things, but they progressively improved. I think that Wuthering Waves really is hurt by that Chapter 1 being so poor. If they were to redo it, they might actually have a chance of pulling in some people like me. If they could redo it and I think change a few things. I would personally, I would say massive redo of the narrative of Chapter 1. You don't need to change up the events per se, but change up how they deliver it, change up how they show the things, how things are ordered, all that kind of stuff. You could still make a good story out of that. And you also definitely need to change Rover. Rover really needs a revamp. Not in design. I think she's cute. She's very cute. But that would be another one that I would say. Those two things, if you could do those, I would definitely be not... I mean, I don't know if... I did probably continued past patch 2.0 because presumably the effort they put into patch chapter 1 could affect chapter 2.0. But if chapter 2.0 stayed as it was, even if they improved chapter 1, I'd still be like, and I'd be complaining, especially about some of the stuff with Luno and the whole, like, Rover magically changing reality and shit. But, like, I probably would have definitely stayed on longer as a player who wasn't streaming. Oh, a bird told me the leaks. Looked for 1.0 rampant, planned for 4.0 via Sealy. Well, I mean, if it's true, it's true. I'll say this. If they do a 1.0 revamp, I'll stream it. I'll stream it. I will play... I don't know if I have to go back and make a new account or something like that. I will play 1.0 revamp if they do it. And I will give my honest opinion. I mean, obviously, I've still got my own problems. Just like I always do. The bias is there. But I will play a revamp of 1.0 if it comes out. Because, you know, even post the video releasing and most likely a whole bunch of people being... Well, not a whole bunch. Probably be a handful of people who show up in the stream and say, fuck you for shitting on Wuthering Waves or something like that. Because... keep saying this, but if you two in there right now, Murder, Venix, you guys like Wuthering Waves in a general sense more than me, and I'm telling you right now, the things I say are very mean. Very mean. Very fucking mean. And you guys should know that, considering half the things I say on here. But, yeah, there's going to be a few people upset who are probably don't know half the things I've explained. I'm hoping that... I've heard worse. Really? Really? You've heard worse than what I've said? I feel like I'm being really cruel. I mean, I guess I could be, like, more blasé. For example, just like, oh, it's dog shit. Yeah, it's shitty. Oh, Genshin. There, I was about to say Genshin better. Yeah, but Genshin players are also fucking stupid. I mean, I have played Genshin as well, but, man, the fucking fights between fucking gacha game fandoms is the cringiest shit I've ever seen. Why can't you just play a game? I know there's the temptation to compare, but it's not like fucking shitting on another gacha game is somehow going to magically make the other your gacha game superior or get more fans. Yes. The people who sit around looking at the fucking costs of like, oh, look at my gacha game is making more millions this month than your gacha game, fucking, they spiral me into cringe. Holy shit. I would never want to be that. I would never want to be that. Most of the takes are motivated by sunken cost fallacy. Yes. Which is why I play my gacha games like I do nowadays. Nikkei? You know how I play Nikkei? I play the story. If you want to know how I play fucking Girls Frontline 2 even, I play the story. Fucking this, I play the story. Limbus Company, I play the story. Okay, I think my mic was peaking there for a moment. But I am a story gacha focus at this point. I have played, I've put in my hours. I played my hours and hours of gacha games, doing all the little side quests, doing all the little things, obsessing over getting all the girls, obsessing over getting their outfits and getting the best in slots. I did my time. And now I've realized what I really enjoyed, and it was always talking about the lore. Everything I always enjoyed about with my friends, talking to other gacha players, is always just talking about the lore. I try to be same as someone that destroys everyone's expectations, which is in a lot of ways similar to you. There's a casino I go to more that makes more than your casino. Yeah. You are talking a very narrow slice of the game, picking it apart like a monstrous scientist going through every detail with a fine comb. That's, yeah. I am using my fucking magnifying glass that is ignoring the greater part of this is a game. It has gameplay. We should focus on that as well, but all I can really do is just remind everyone every now and then as I play through that the truth is I do like the gameplay, and I think the gameplay is very nice. But that's not where my focus is. And it hasn't been for many, many, many whiles. Like, I was already at the end of my... when I started on 1.0, for example, of Wuwa, when it first came out, I started on that right near the end of my playing gacha games for the sake of playing gacha games. It was because I'm playing that. I was like, oh, but I can't play this. I'm playing other gacha games. I don't like playing more than one gacha game. And it was around the burnout from chapter 1 that I realized I just care about stories. My favorite memories of playing gacha games are being with other people, discussing their lore, talking about the implications. Like, I'd be like, oh, what is going on with the Traveler in Genshin Impact? Like, what's happening with this? Like, and why did she betray that thing? Or is it a betrayal, or is it mind control? Or when I'm talking about playing when I was first playing Girls Front Line, I was like, oh, wow, what the fuck is the KCCO up to? Like, okay, what's going on here? Oh, shit. So the Rasantius are doing the, oh, I understand. Like, it was all about that. As much as I like the hot girls or like the numbers, I realized my major focus and the thing that I loved and the thing that I cared about was the talking and the lore and the world that they were making. The narrative was what I really enjoyed, and talking about it with other people was always my vibe. All right, you guys are talking. Let me have a look. I gotta scroll up. I'm building every character in the game to R1S0 and have many people have told me this is impossible when it comes to a massive string attached. I constantly tell everyone that Kuro Games makes the game that if Kuro Games make the game bad, I will quit the game with zero hesitation. There will be no sunk cost fallacy push. It's something you should always keep your mind out for, but like, you know, I can't blame. I say this in partially script I've made for Nikkei that I haven't started working on yet. But I say that you should never blame whales. If people spend money in the game, they're fucking supporting, even if they have an outsized impact on the feedback for the purpose of a narrative, they also are paying for your free game. Pray to them. You have earned the rank of Grognard, the permission to talk shit and complain. Basically, I'm fucking, yeah, I'm talking shit and complaining, essentially. I've begun writing guides for the game, even, and the people are astonished. They often think of me as some massive fan. I constantly have to remind them I'm a fan of a good video game, not of one good game. I think that that's a lot of people, habit people fall into, especially in fandoms, because that's another thing that I don't do. Gacha game fandoms. I'm not in them. The closest I come to gacha game fandoms is chat. When I'm playing NTE, when I'm playing Lens Lone Zero, when I'm playing any of those gacha games, the fandom interaction is me talking with the chat or whatever bullshit drama I see up on Twitter that I laugh about and then move on from. I am not in the fandom. I don't go and discuss with other people. I only discuss with my personal friends or like, you know, you guys in the chat or occasionally some stuff on the Discord. Never with the fandom as a group. I'm not there, which really I think does keep me detached from some of those, like, you know, bullying, endless fight wars, my casino's better than your casino. I left with Genshin, I left with HSR. I left ZZ on release because of the TVs and Nicholas breast reduction bullshit. I didn't like the art style. It's always been story for me. Like, I can play a fucking visual novel style game pretty easily. With Zenless Zone Zero, I have my own thoughts on that too. I've talked about it, and you know, there's parts on the channel, on the VOD channel, where I go in depth discussing the various things that I liked or didn't like for Zenless Zone Zero, and I did for NTE and for Enfield. We've got to remember Enfield as well. And both Enfield, I will say, Enfield and NTE though I won't go back to, not the very current point, because they really didn't interest. Yes. They really didn't, even though they had some interesting elements about. Hoyo honestly has pushed their luck with me too far. The bridge is burned currently. Hoyo, they have definitely set the standard for a lot of these gacha game style approaches. Like, this is everyone's trying to be the next Genshin Impact. Some fail, some kind of don't. They set the tropes. I was saying it before, actually, that in a way, you kind of, like, as much as Genshin has so many problems that I complain about still, but because they started these tropes, it's hard to fucking, like, get angry at them. They're like, well, you started this thing. Like, well, you're the first one. Like, yes, Paimon's annoying as fuck, but, like, you're the first one. More or less. Like, you might say, but there's some gacha game 12 years. No, who cares? The big one was Genshin Impact. But no, I think we'll have to leave it here, because otherwise I'll just keep going in an endless circle discussing all of these things. If you take my money and don't reinvest the money back into the game, then I have a problem with your game being live service. My problem is basically the abusive live service model. Okay, have a good one. Yeah. The live service model is definitely abusive. It's an abusive model. And, you know, maybe I shouldn't expect much from the story, but it is what it is. But anyway, I will catch y'all in the next one. Have a wonderful evening, a wonderful good time. I will be back tomorrow. We'll find out what happens in the damn Sun Lab. We can relax, refresh, and hopefully lock in with some new good content. Find out. Catch up.